You want the bone? You want the bone? Yeah. Live? Oh shit, yeah, I'm live. I'm live. Yo, what's up? Wait, hold up. Let me set up chat. I need to set up chat. Give me a sec. Let me set up chat. Copy, paste, YouTube chat, paste. A little bit of XP. It's a little bit. All right, let me put the music. This is gonna be a good, beautiful day. Let me open up Discord because I think Cammy said music change pretty early in this chapter. No, Ellie, you just came inside. Chill. You just came inside. What are you doing? You just got here. Give me a minute. Hold up. Oh, Scoop. You literally just came in the room. Give me like a minute. Come here. Girl. Come here. Let me hug you. What? Did you just... Are you growling at me? Why are you growling at me? What did I do to you? I'm sorry. Did I hurt your feelings? I gotta read. I'm trying to read. Can you let me read LOTM today? Yeah? Can you let me read? Hey, I'm live. Okay. Come here. Let me hug you. Stop. Girl, I spoil you too much. Man, you fucking crazy. I spoil you. I gotta chill, Ellie. All right, hold up. Don't jump. You're way too high up. Okay, here. Wait. The cable. Stop. 1 sec. Good girl. Oh. She get me tired. Yo, easy. 44 to 46 is together. I know. It's a big stream. I know. We're knocking it out. I remember you guys said that. Like, these have to be read in bulk. And I also already have the Discord thing open because you said music change. I think we're playing Sealed Vessel. I think Ellie wants to go out. You want to go out? Hold up. Let me throw her ball out. Here. On the ball? Hold up. Let me throw her the ball outside. Okay, now the other thing is, I need to put on my shorts. I don't know about you guys. The one thing I do not like to do, sorry, hold up, give me a sec. The one thing I hate doing is wearing jeans when I'm live. Give me a sec. We got business today, bro. What do you mean? We got work. We gotta put in some work today, dude. All right, I'm done. What the fuck? Yeah, we got a new dog. Well, I'll save the story time. I'll talk about it for like a minute. Yeah, man, it was so sad. It was a fucking street dog. No one wanted the dog. It was just there. Alone, outside and cold. I'm like, bro, what the fuck? We gotta save this dog. Like, Mrs. went out over the weekend. Individual A was like, yo, there's a dog outside. It's not my dog. You should take. And then individual B was like, hey, you should take the dog. It's like, why? What happened? Well, individual C doesn't want the dog because they don't have it. They already have too many dogs. So the dog was just kind of roaming about outside around individual C. And then that was on Saturday. And then the dog kept following the missus for a good while. And I was on Saturday, and she's like, yo, man, the dog is still there Sunday night. I think I'm going to take it. I'm like, what? That's going to be a lot of work. He's like, it's going to be a lot of work. Like, it was a lot of work with Ellie. It took a while. And then it's, let me turn my lights. And then Sunday night, we're like, fuck it, I'm going to do it. It's like, hey, I'm gonna fully support you. You know, I'm not going to tell you no, but I am here to support you. But yeah, that dog, she ain't gonna be my dog. That's the Mrs. dog. So when she's ready to introduce her, we will introduce her. If I'm still alive and she wants to introduce her, I think it'll be cool. When we get the new pet's name, we'll reveal the name soon. All right. Yeah, it's a cute ass dog, man. I'll see if I can show you guys pictures that don't reveal too much in the background. But for now, let me get this ready and set up. Oh man, it was so sad, man. We were giving the dog a bath until like past midnight. Cause man, she had fleas all over her face, bro. It was so sad. I almost started crying when I saw that shit. Like, dude, if this was Ellie, I'd be crying right now. So we're reading until 46. 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46. Like, once we put all the flea killer shampoo shit all over her face, dude, I kid you not, bro. It was like straight out of Lord of the Mysteries. It's like, you know, Lord of the Mysteries when all the maggots are crawling, like just all that weird, freaky, scary shit. All the ticks and fleas just came out of her, and they were like so close to her eye, and I'm like, oh, this is so fucking sad. I was about to start crying. Even she got a little emotional. She was kind of scaring. She was getting a little scared trying to clean her, and I'm like, no. I was like, chill, take a deep breath. You're like, I'll help you. And then like I took over. We like for like a good hour, bro. We were just taking them off, and she had a lot of like blood spots. I assume from all the fleas just like biting her and like leeching off her. Man, it was so sad. But then when we were done, dude, she was like sound asleep on her little bed that we got her. Oh man, it was the most beautiful thing ever. Oh man, it was so fucking cute. It was so beautiful. Oh man, it touched my soul. It touched my soul. Now that story time is over, let's read some fucking Lord of the Mysteries. All right, when she's ready to show the dog, I'll show you. I don't think the dog is gonna be in here anytime soon until the dog is potty trained. It'll be a while because I did not let Ellie into this room for like 3 months until she was ready. Oh man, even then Ellie doesn't even like hanging out in here all the time. I don't know, man. It's hard to keep track of dogs. They're like when you're streaming, they're like, all right, Ellie, you can go out. You go out. You have fun. It's like I'll see you later. But let's do this. All right, now the story time is over. Today on this beautiful, glorious day, we are reading more Lord of the Mysteries. Cammy said, what? 44 through 46 must be read together. Is that optional? It must be read together. All right, let's just jump straight into it, man. You know what we're here to read, and you know who it is. We may have lost the race, but we have not lost the battle, brothers and sisters. Together, we will catch up and prevail. And beat COI. And read COI before. He who shan't be named. Yeah? Well, is that a very emotional speech? Let's just read, dude. Chapter 1239 is called Legacy. Yeah, that was Erwin's speech. His legacy was passed down. Erwin is like, together we will win the war. Let's read, bro. Let's read before I stall for too long, man. Let's just get right into it. Let's just fucking get right into it, brothers. All right, 1-4. Oh man, that fucking moment, man. Season 2, fucking chills, bro. Charge forward. I got fucking chills, man. All right, let me just get this playlist ready for now. Let's get this one. I know we're playing Sealed Vessel soon, so I just play this. I think once we go back to Backland, right? It was season 3. Oh, I'm stupid. Yeah, season 3. That's when. Yeah, and then it was the choice between him or Armin. Take me back, man. I wish I can forget AOT and watch it all over again, man. Damn, man. Fucking. That was so good. Chapter 1239 is called Legacy. Upon hearing am I recording? Upon hearing Catlea's words, Queen Mystic Bernadette looked at her silently for a few seconds. before saying, that is your choice and also your freedom. Katlia stared straight at the queen before pursing her lips and saying, I know you must have destroyed all the clues that will allow me to pursue your tracks. To you, this is to end the past, all of it, regardless of whether you return. The chestnut color-haired casually draped over Bernadette's shoulders as she maintained her silence, as if she was using this method to confirm the Admiral Starr's guess. When Katlia saw this, she smiled bitterly and said, I won't harp on about how I do everything. I can find you if you were to remain lost for half a year or a year. I just want you to remember to recite Mr. Honorfick's name when the danger is gravest. She said of the title frankly. Queen Mystic Bernadette slowly nodded and said, I will keep that in mind. Katlia immediately revealed... Ooh, okay. Katlia immediately revealed a smile as she said with misty eyes, what items and matters need to be handed over to me? With a flip of her hand, Bernadette took out an item from somewhere. This item was entirely gold in color, like a miniaturized kettle. Its surface was covered with mysterious and complicated symbols. Oh! Mysterious symbols? Roselle's mirror? And a part of a lamp's wick extended out from the mouth. Its name is the magic wishing lamp. Its name is the magic wishing lamp. Its serial number is 005. It might have originated from the first epoch, and even a true deity can't shatter it. Normally, whoa, I remember this. A true deity can't shatter it. Normally, it wouldn't cause any harm, nor would it be of any use. However, it will constantly tempt you to rub it through dreams and illusions. To summon the genie, Queen Mystic Bernadette simply introduced items, origins, and effects. The genie claimed to be eternal and can grant you any 10 wishes, but often they are fulfilled in an extremely warped manner or with terrifying consequences. My father told me that the holder can avoid the harm brought by the first 2 wishes through proper wording and preparations, but the third wish is absolutely forbidden. At this point, Bernadette emphasized absolutely forbidden. It sounds easy to get around. Katlia thought for a moment before saying, can't you make 2 wishes before giving it to me? I'll make another 2 wishes, then give it to Frank, Heath, and the others. This would allow for many things to be done. She was only using Frank as an example. She had no intention of letting him... Yeah, no, Frank should not touch this shit. She had no intention of letting him come into contact with something this dangerous. Holding the magic wishing lamp, Bernadette shook her head indiscriminately and said, the owner is different from the wielder. Before I die, even if you attain the magic wishing lamp, you will only be a wielder. The first wish you make will also be counted as my third wish and your first wish. Oh, shit. So she gets affected. So you have owners and wielders. Oh, shit. Okay. Also, we can craft our words and make preparations to avoid the damage caused by the fulfillment of the wishes. This does not mean that Genie isn't intelligent. On the contrary, he is very smart, very cunning, and has a very strong sense of autonomy. Katlia tearfully acknowledged, then is there any wish that he cannot fulfill? Nothing at the moment, but if it involves the level of a true deity, the distortion of this wish will exceed your imagination. To put it simply, if you wish to become a sequencer of true deity, then your body and soul will melt into one with the unknown evil god. Remember, the genie's requirement is that the wish has to be simple and concise. Otherwise, he will reject it and treat it as if you have already made a wish, Bernadette explained. With that said, Aladdin got... Aladdin? I was thinking of Aladdin, like this shit's like Aladdin but on crack, dude, with a fucking blue genie. Well, that said, she got an invisible servant to fly towards Katlia with a terrifying sealed artifact 005. After Katlia reached out her hand to grab the magic wishing lamp, Bernadette continued, if you dream of the genie and are bewitched by him to make a wish, that means that I can no longer return. Following that, you will be its owner. I hope that your first wish is to retrieve all the items that were carried on Bernadette Gustave's person before she headed out to sea, including her own bionic characteristic. Yes, it's bad to add the exact date when making a wish. Katlia looked down at the golden lamp and blurted out, can I make a wish to bring you back to life? What the fuck? After a few seconds of silence, Bernadette said, the resurrected me might just be a monster. If you really wish to do so, you can ask Mr. Fool for his opinion. Katlia nodded slightly. Okay. Bro, why are we talking like she might die? Aladdin is canon in the LOTM. The fact that I said it out loud, I was thinking like, it's like funny Aladdin, but it's like Aladdin but on crack, dude. Aladdin but on LOTM, and then I say Aladdin. I wasn't even gonna mention Aladdin, but this is the item I'm giving you and the matters I need to settle. I'll leave the rest to the Element Dawn. They will have a new leader and won't collapse because of a person's disappearance. Bernadette didn't beat around the bush, indicating that this was the main reason she had summoned Katlia to Emerald City. The level of the divine lamp was extremely high, making it possible to pass it through a messenger. Without waiting for Katlia's reply, Queen Mystic's expression suddenly softened. Haven't you always wanted to share what happened all these years with me? Katlia was taken aback as she nodded. That's right. Oh, man. It's going to be very bittersweet if that happens. She then walked to the queen's side, pulled a chair over, and sat down facing the blue sea beyond the emerald railings. Bernadette sat beside her and listening to her talk about all the encounters after she left the dawn. Whoa, this is a long chapter. She said she might not return because she's going to the last place where Zoe went before. It's just like, dude, if we know it was a church. What was it? Shit, they said it repeatedly. Was it a castle? It was like the location of... No, it wasn't the location of Twilight Hermit Order. It was what place was it? It was a chapel, wasn't it? It was like what? Not a white chapel. Hold up, that's different. But it was like at a church or like a mansion. Fuck, something white. White church? No. Fuck, that was mentioned repeatedly where he died. Fuck, I'm forgetting. These matters had been mentioned in the letters by Katlia, but due to the limited length, she didn't provide any detailed descriptions. There were some that she was sharing for the first time. Nah, that's the public version. Truth is that Roselle died and had one of the 9 mausoleums and the sea left for his resurrection. Well, oh, you're right, because because he was trying to resurrect. He switched to Black Emperor pathway. White Maple, I was thinking of the White Maple Palace. Thank you, Cammy. That was mentioned. Okay, yeah, when he was trying to switch, right? At some point in time, Katlia fell asleep and dreamed of a time many years ago. At that time, she was just a maiden who certainly left the dawn without looking back. Suddenly, she woke up and realized that there was no one beside her. She realized that it had already turned dark at some point in time, and dawn was even approaching. Katlia, I'm sorry, is this like the genie? Katlia suddenly reached out and threw out an illusionary ball of yarn. The ball of yarn rolled into the void, leaving behind a bright colored thread. Following this, Katlia walked through the spirit world as though she mastered teleportation and arrived at the periphery of Lacha Island. She stood at the edge of the cliff and cast her gaze into the distance. She saw that on the dark blue sea, a gorgeous and huge sailboat, which was tinted with an orange glow, was turning towards the horizon. Katlia slowly sat down and leaned forward slightly. She hugged her knees and looked in the direction for a long time. The sun gradually rose and shone on her. In Backland, at a soup kitchen, the veil-wearing Celine Samir no longer lowered her head like the previous few months. Afraid that the others would recognize her, the only worry on her mind was, as she anxiously looked ahead, was if the free food would last until it was her turn. Music. Oh shit! You're Backland. Woo! I was almost on autopilot. Ooh, man, that was close. What's up? Hello. What's up, Almo? Almost right on autopilot. I forgot this music slaps. All right. Let me lower the volume a little bit for me. All right. I'm gonna lower it for me. In Backland, at a soup kitchen, the veil-wearing Stelline Samir. Hold up, we haven't seen her in a minute. The veil-wearing Stelline Samir no longer lowered her head like the previous few months, afraid that the others would recognize her. The only worry on her mind as she anxiously looked ahead was if the free food would last until it was her turn. Stelline Samir was Klein's former landlord in Volume 2, correct? Stelline Samir? She could have vaguely... Gunshots? What? Whoa, what? Let me lower the volume on my end. Why is it so loud? Damn, why the fuck is this shit so loud? Give me a sec. Whoa, this shit is so loud. Give me a sec. What is this? What is this? What am I doing? Oh, I realized I think I'm playing it on Discord. It's looping. There you go. That's what it was. Oh shit, man, that was crazy. I was going crazy. It was looping on Discord also. Okay, that sounds a lot better now. Now I'll put the volume up for me and then I'll put it up for you guys. Oh shit. All right, here we go. All right, hold on. Let me raise it up for you guys. Okay, perfect. Good. She could vaguely hear gunshots echoing in the distance. She didn't know if the armies of Fasik, Intis, and Faina Potter had... Whoa! She's in the front lines? Whoa! Wait. Front lines? She could vaguely hear gunshots echoing in the distance. Where the fuck did they go? Didn't they leave Backland? She could vaguely hear gunshots echoing in the distance. She didn't know if the armies of Fasik, Intis, or Phaenopotter had breached the final line of defense, or the police were dealing with a looter. Please end it. Easy? What happened? Please end it. Please end this work quickly. Stelline, who had gone to 3 soup kitchens, silently prayed. At this moment, a staff member... At this moment, a staff member raised his voice and said from a few meters away, all the food here has been handed out. Celine's face turned to ash and she looked up at the dark sky and dragged her feet in despair as numbness before returning to the house at 7. Oh shit, yeah, it is Backland. She never left. It said we're in Backland, but Lone is losing right now. Oh man, this is scary. You're right. Holy shit, dude. Gunshots in Backland? Wait, what the fuck? Wait. Oh shit, it got real quick. All the food here has been handed out. Oh no. Celine's face turned ash and she looked up at the dark sky and dragged her feet in despair as numbness before returning to the house at 17 Ming Street. Oh no. No, fuck you guys. Why are you making me play this? Is she dead? The moment she opened the door. Oh no! Her fucking children! Remember? Mr. Sherlock Moriarty? What? Are you a detective? What is your best case? And then he's over here telling them stories? Oh man. Oh no, the moment she opened her door, her 2 children rushed over and raised their innocent faces. Mommy, did you get any bread? Oh no, mommy, I'm hungry. Oh fuck, I'm crying. They were twins. Oh, I'm gonna cry. They were twins, a boy and a girl. Both of them were very adorable. Celine held back her tears and forced a smile. Oh no, yes. Oh no. No, there's no way she's gonna... Oh no, I'm not even gonna say what I think she's gonna do. She then entered the house, took out some pieces of bread she had stashed and split it among the 2 children. As she watched the 2 children eat the bread without any regard for etiquette, Celine's expression kept changing. It cycled between sorrow and pain. Not long after, her husband Luke Samir returned home, but he too didn't have any food in his hands. Ever since the coin company was taken over by the military during the war, oh shit, this former manager had lost his job. He could only rely on their past savings and maintain his family via government aid. I didn't manage to, seeing his wife's hoping gaze, this burly man with a messy beard lowered his head in shame. Oh no. No. Dude, I'm sorry. Is this gonna be something like the end of The Mist? Oh shit, you're here? Nothing better fucking happened to this family, dude. Celine, who still looked rather pretty while in her 30s, took a deep breath and said, me too. I'll go out in queue again. There should still be places that haven't been finished distributing food. Without waiting for her husband to respond, she rushed out of the door. Luke immediately turned around and said to her back, I'll find another one too. Stelline didn't stop. She walked 2 streets and arrived in front of a house with a garden. Susie? Audrey, please? Is it a fancy garden? I'll find another one. Stelline didn't stop. She walked 2 streets and arrived in front of a house with a garden. Not long after, she saw the owner of the place, a tycoon in his 50s. I want to buy some food. Stelline took out a stack of crumpled bills. The grizzled older smiled and said, and why should I sell it to you? I remember that you rejected me last time. Stelline face paled. Without a word, she lowered her head and unbuckled her... Without a word, she lowered her head and unbuckled her belt with her other hand. With a snap of the leather belt that was originally very exquisite but now had quite a few stains, fell to the ground. Luke Samir wandered aimlessly on the streets, unsure where he could find food, looking at the small number of pedestrians passing by and the bags that they were trying their best to protect. The scullery gentleman's eyes gradually turned red. Unknowingly, he followed someone and turned into the street. In less than an hour, the curfew would begin. This was a rare opportunity for him. The person stopped outside the house and walked towards the door feebly. At this moment, the person suddenly fainted and fell to the ground. Luke subconsciously took a few steps back, quickly approaching the test the pedestrian's breathing. His gaze unconsciously fell on the paper bag in the man's embrace, and he could smell the aroma of bread. Luke gulped and reached out for the bag. As he moved his hand, he took back in fear at the house that this pedestrian was trying to enter. He saw a child drawing past on the oriel window. Oh no. Luke's action stiffened. A few seconds later, he stood up, walked to the door of the house, and rang the doorbell. The house mistress and child quickly opened the door and saw their weak father in the bag of bread. Oh, fuck. Their curfew arrived very quickly, and Luke returned to Minx Street dejectedly. Just as he opened the door, he saw his wife smiling at him. I got food. That's great. Luke heaved a sigh of relief and hugged her tightly. Fuck, man. Oh, shit. This got real quick. Audrey walked along. Fucking Audrey. La 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 la. Audrey walked along the streets and alleys with no one capable of seeing her. She didn't say anything and walked back to Empress Borough, all the way back into the luxurious mansion where she smelled the aroma. Get the fuck out of here. Where she smelled the aroma of pain-fried foie gras and other delicacies. Get the fuck out of here, dude. Why? Cuttlefish. What the fuck, bro? Don't make me hate Audrey. I love Audrey. What the fuck, dude? After staring silently for a while, she saw the maids coming and going. Finally, she headed upstairs to her room. In the middle of the night, she wore a cloak and entered her parents' bedroom before arriving at their bed. She better steal all this fucking food, man. After staring at them for a long time, Audrey knelt down on one knee and pressed her forehead against her father's hand. Beads of water dripped onto the carpet. Oh, she's making him do it. Oh, shit. She's implanting like a subtle cue, right? Beads of water dripped onto the carpet. Then the blonde, green-eyed noble lady slowly raised her head and said to the sleeping parent, choking, "Father, mother, thank you. Thank you for teaching me what pity, kindness, and virtue are." As soon as she finished speaking, she closed her eyes and stood up abruptly. Turning around, she walked towards the door, no longer wearing the suddenly emotions on her face. Oh, shit, man. Hear the stream in the middle of bedtime? I love Mr. Door. Oh, man. All right. The Tide. Oh, shit. The Tide of War? What are we reading now? What's this chapter about? Holy shit, dude, this got real quick. All right, copy, paste, timestamp. We fucking read, brothers. Oh, man. So I'm done in like 150 chapters. That's actually crazy. Let me lower the volume a little bit more on my end. That's actually crazy. Hear the stream. Let me lower this. I'm gonna raise it up. Okay, we're good. Chapter 1240 is called In the Early Morning, Earl Hall woke up at his usual time and took a stroll in his garden lawn. By the time he finished looking at his beloved thorough what? Breads? He returned to the third floor. 1398. Dude, we're almost at the end. He returned to the third floor of the villa and changed out of his outing clothes. His wife, Caitlin, had already woken up and instructing her ladies' maids to relay her thoughts to the rest of her servants. It's time for breakfast. Earl Hall stood beside the coat rack and smiled at his wife. At that moment, he heard a commotion outside, one that was getting closer and closer, but it did not quell. With a slight frown, Earl Hall turned his head and looked at his valet. Without needing the noble to speak, the valet immediately walked out of the window and drew open the thin curtain. With a swish, more light shone into the bedroom. It was clear. The valet then cast his gaze out of the window and scanned his surroundings. His expression suddenly became solemn. He turned around and glanced at Lady Caitlin, who was still talking to the lady's maid. He walked quickly to Earl Hall's side and said in a low voice, "A protest. Many people are protesting." A protest. Earl Hall was no stranger to this term. I wonder if Audrey made everybody protest. Hold up, unhinged before I read that. I will read that at the end of this chapter. I don't know if you're trolling me already. When I see a long message, I'm like, I don't know, man. Earl Hall was no stranger to them. As a powerful low-end noble at the second largest shareholder of the Continental Coal and Steel protesting, right? Oh yeah, we're good. Consortium. He had seen many workers protest and demonstrations requesting for a rise in their weekly salaries, as well as the stipulate for the maximum working hours. During the past 2 months, Backlund had also undergone several protests due to various problems, but they were very quickly suppressed without causing too much of impact. His gaze moved back and forth across his valet's face for a few seconds. Eyes narrowed. He actually sensed a protest today might be different from what he had imagined. And yeah, she probably did that, and that's why she cried. That's why she cried. That's why she cried right before. She's like, "Thank you for teaching me what pity is." Oh, I hope. Wait, no, nothing's gonna happen. Nothing's gonna happen to the family. No. Without batting an eyelid, he walked to the window. Looking out, Earl Hall's eyes suddenly froze. With the advantage of being on the third floor, he saw the roads were filled with dense hordes of people extending far into the distance. They gathered together and surged in the direction as if they were a dark, gigantic cloud that was about to envelop Backland. Bread. What dark, gigantic cloud? Doesn't it kind of remind you guys of like the corruption? Like the black gas, right? That's kind of what it feels like, right? Bread. We want bread. The shouts of tens of thousands of people and even more people grew into a crescendo, one that was loud and clear. It made Earl Hall's scalp tingle. Having participated in the mass of the festival square, he was no stranger to seeing large masses of people, hearing people booming in one voice. But back then, he could barely consider it a part of the crowd, and today he was one of the targets of the surgical tidal waves. Earl Hall couldn't help but glance towards the end of the protesters, only to realize that there was no end to it. However, with his rich experience in handling matters, he could make a judgment based on the details he had observed. He could see that there were very few police soldiers. I need to loop the music. I just realized that. He could see that there were very few police and soldiers on both sides of the protesters. The protesters, compared to the large number of people, they were like the eddies created by the tidal waves, a negligible detail. Earl Hall believes that the protesters that targeted Empersboro would definitely be clamped. Empersboro would definitely be clamped down up with the greatest force possible. It would be impossible for large numbers of soldiers and police to be deployed. The current situation could only mean one thing, which is there were too many people participating in the protest. As such, the soldiers and police were spread too thin. So they can't do shit. A protest numbering more than 100,000 people, perhaps more. A protest arising from a food shortage can turn into a riot and looting at any time. It might still be seen ordinary now, but because there are many organizers and leaders, damn it, didn't MI9 and the various churches notice any signs? How could such a large-scale protest be organized overnight? Even in Backland has become a gunpowder keg, it would still require quite a number of matchsticks to light it. Thousands ran through Earl Hall's mind as his expression grew braver. Bread. We want bread. The shouting became louder, more uniform, as if there was a tsunami in the city. At that moment, I'm getting kind of scared reading this shit now, bro. At that moment, the servants in Earl Hall's mansion sensed the commotion. All of them went to the windows and looked beyond the compound gates. Their faces turned pale as if they had encountered a flood that could not be avoided. Bread. We want bread. Countless voices converged together as the dense masses exuded a suffocating presence. Earl Hall snapped his senses. He subconsciously wanted to get someone to send a telegram to the royal family to get them to organize an army to suppress the protesters. However, after further observation, he realized quite a number of protesters were wearing military uniforms and were disabled. I'm dropping my mic. Oh, shit. And okay. So it's the very people he was thinking was going to protect them are the ones asking for food. Bread. We want bread. The soldiers in charge of maintaining order looked at the protesters with pity and pointed their guns at the sky. Among these people were their old comrades, their parents and children, their friends and neighbors, and large numbers of people who simply desired the same right to live like them. They just didn't want to starve to death. How could they not feel pity and empathy? At first, such feelings might have arisen in a handful of soldiers and police, but it quickly spread to almost everyone. In the past, under their officers' supervision at gunpoint, they would have accepted all orders without any protest, but now many people were thinking, any son of a bitch who dares to get me to fire shall be fired upon. Bread. We want bread. From the shouts of the impact of the huge crowd, the color in Earl Hall's face drained. He couldn't help but retract his gaze and looked at the guards and bodyguards gathering outside. He looked at the beyonders of the churches of the Evernight who were responsible for protecting his family, and he realized that the reactions of the two were different. The guards and the bodyguards were filled with fear. The expressions of the secretly hired beyonders have already become rather solemn. Oh. As for the protectors of the Church of Evernight, their gazes were filled with pity and empathy. To the church, I might be equivalent to 1,000 believers, but there are tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, or even more. Earl Hall instantly came to the realization of consequences of what he had planned to do. Yeah, so like they're not going to protect him. Even though they were armed to the teeth, there was no way they could fend off so many protesters with just a few bodyguards. Once the conflict erupted, the beyonders of the Church of Evernight couldn't be counted on at all. It was already a blessing by the goddesses, and if his family could escape the Emperor's Borough with the bodyguards he hired. Oh shit, this got real. For the first time, Earl Hall experienced the strength of masses, his experience of terror, of the unity of people. As this thought flashed through his mind, he immediately turned his head and instructed his valet, send a telegram to the prime minister and send a telegram to the other nobles, say that I'm willing to take the lead and donate most of our food, get them to remain calm. As radio signals exchanged across the air, the nobles living in Emperor's Borough all learned of his attitude. The present Duke Negan looked out the window with a serious expression. After a moment of silence, he exhaled and said to the male secretary beside him, protect the mansion and give up any forceful stance, follow Earl Hall's lead. Also, make the merchants who are hoarding food in the first example. Fucking finally, man. By the time the upper class society came to consensus and came up with a solution, Earl Hall's heart finally set it back to its original problem. He had the energy to head to the dining room to meet his family. When he passed through the dining hall's entrance, he subconsciously scanned the situation inside. His wife stood by the window, looking out the window with worry. His eldest son kept pacing back and forth, appearing very angry and anxious. His daughter stood beside his wall, watching the tidal wave like protesters in silence. Fog see future. Oh shit. Catlia stepped on a resplendent bridge forming from the starlight and returned to the deck. Captain, you have to do something about Frank this time. What do you do? Boatswain Nina rushed over and shouted. Catlia, depressed and sorrowful mood, was instantly shattered as she frowned silently. What did he do again? Nim said angrily. He asked me if I knew how... Oh, fuck that. He asked me if I knew how to have children. He wants to study how life is born and how the soul is created. Did you hit him? Catlia fell silent for a second. I did. Nina didn't hide anything. Catlia then looked at Frank, who was not far away, ignoring his bruised face. He's fucking... Can't change back to regular music? The fact that he's just fucking bruised. That's crazy. You should first study how to fish bread. Catlia then looked at Frank, who was not far away. I need to raise the volume. Give me a sec. Let's loop Lumiere. Sorry if you guys get tired of this song, but it's a really good song, man. I'm telling you. Expedition 33, generational game. All of you guys need to play it. I don't know if me saying that is giving too much of a high expectation, but it's a really good game. I liked it. All right, let's continue. Ignoring his brief phrase. You should first study how to fish bread. All right, Frank scratched his head and headed for his captain's orders. Following that, Catlia nodded at the shadow which extended out from the cabin, the pale-faced, bloodless Heath. Yeah. Maybe this stream. I got you unhinged. Wait, hold up. No, maybe not this stream. Just because we're talking about it. Everything's fine now. Heath Doyle, we got to make it like... We'll see. Heath Doyle clearly relaxed. Yes, Captain. After this farce with his crew, Catlia finally returned to the real world. While they weren't paying attention, she rubbed her temples and flew into the captain's cabin. Following that, she sealed the cabin with magic and took out the grade 0 sealed artifact, the magic wishing lamp. After finishing her preparations, Catlia sat at her desk and lowered her head. She used Jotun to recite Mr. Fool's honorific name to report to him about Queen Mystic. Holding a lantern in hand, Klein surveyed the surroundings area of the northern city ruins. He then turned his head slightly and listened for a few seconds before following the process of entering the world above the Great Fog. I wonder if he uses it as a void, if he were to use the lamp as a historical void projection, would it count? I feel like the wishes wouldn't count. He then sat on a high-back chair belonging to the fool at the end of the long model table, spreading his spirituality towards the crimson star representing the hermit. Queen Mystic had some preliminary clues to the primitive island. She planned on leaving the safe sea route to do an extended search. The primitive island was discovered by Emperor Roselle by chance. It's very likely that one of his 9 secret mausoleums is hidden on it. That's what Cammy mentioned earlier. One of the 9 mausoleums is hidden on it. This is the only one that hasn't been discovered and destroyed at the moment, so there's one left. It's a hope of the Emperor's the fact that he might come back. The fact that Roselle might actually come back is kind of crazy, dude. It's a little baffling. However, the living beings of the primitive island seem to worship an unknown power that comes from the cosmos. Just understanding the cosmos that will lead to corruption, I need to remind Ma'am Hermit to warn Queen Mystic. Magic wishing lamp. So this grade 0 artifact is the hands of Queen Mystic. It's a combination of a miracle invoker beyond a characteristic and a characteristic of unknown origins. If a true deity can't shatter it, this is probably... The characteristics are probably the origins of someone at an ascended sequence, like someone like of the actual cosmos. Because if they can't shatter it, it has to be a higher level. Can't shatter it. Just as he finished listening to 005's description, he immediately adjusted his vision and enlarged the scene of the golden kettle like magic wishing lamp. Suddenly, the wick at the mountain of the magic lamp, oh shit, it lit up. And then maybe it's like the 10 wishes isn't even its true strength. Just like the sun brooch originally, it's like, even though it was like grade 2, it's technically a higher grade, right? That's probably the same shit with the magic wishing lamp. It's probably higher than a grade 0 because it probably comes from like the cosmos. Let's fucking keep reading. Oh, I'm excited. I'm fucking pumped. 28 minutes. Timestamp. 28 minutes, 4 seconds. Sorry, I had to burp. I have to burp again. Sorry. You can tell I literally just finished eating and I ran to the room and I turned on stream. The other Zen. Chapter 1241 is called Genie. The light emitted by the lamp's core was extremely viscous. Like water that had been infused with quite a bit of sugar, it spewed out, forming a distorted and blurry golden figure. The figure instantly occupied the crimson star representing the hermit, cutting off his ability to sense Catlia. Sitting at the end of the long bronze table, Klein's eyes widened as his thoughts subconsciously flashed across his mind. As expected of a sealed artifact labeled 005, although this serial number of a grade 0 artifact was usually based on the order of time of the Orthodox churches obtained or understood in them, it had to be known that this set of rules was officially established after the 7 churches truly ruled over the world, which was the late 4th epoch and the early 5th epoch. Back then, most grade 0 artifacts had already appeared, and they had been learned or obtained by the Orthodox churches. This resulted in a situation where the ones with smaller serial numbers being grade 0 artifacts that were more powerful, terrifying, and unimaginable, then the rest were labeled based on the order of appearance. Oh shit, this is a strong ass item then. In addition, although it wasn't wrong to say that an item was more powerful the more ancient it was, for an item from the first epoch that the ancient gods were unable to affect, it definitely meant that even deities didn't fully comprehend their secrets. This way, the smaller the number was, the more terrifying the grade 0 sealed artifact was. Serious music? Bet. Let's play this one. Play this one. Early 5th epoch. Back then, the most great sealed artifacts had already appeared and they had been learned. Or I just read this. The smaller numbers was the more terrifying the grade 0 artifacts was. Of course, based on this rule, the grade 0 artifacts with higher serial numbers weren't necessarily worse than the first 10. Perhaps it was simply because they were discovered or obtained by the church at a later date. Without any numbers left for them, they could only be serialized. I wonder if it was going to be 000. I don't know, man. I wonder what that's going to be. Just as a thought flashed through his mind, the golden figure's gaze pierced through the crimson star, representing the hermit towards the ancient palace above the great fog. I don't think there are 9 arts. That's going to Discord. Following that, his voice echoed in an unusually magnificent manner. Long time no see. Who the fuck is this? Long time no see. Frank? Long time no see. Long time no see. He knows the former... Whoa! What? Whoa! Oh, it's the genie. Is the genie talking to him? Long time no see. The fuck? Long time no see. He knows the former owner of Sephira Castle. Oh, so we can work with that. We can fucking work with the genie. The celestial worthy of heaven and earth for blessings. No, it should be him. A genie who claims to be eternal. He can actually use Madame Herbert's prayers to directly talk to me. A thought flashed through Klein's mind as he tensed up. He had to lock in and put the headphones on. Yeah, you notice? Based on his experience over the recent years, as well as his ability as a clown, his body suddenly relaxed as he leisurely leaned back into his chair. Following that, Klein replied, huh? He didn't give an affirmative answer, nor did he deny that he was a fake. He only showed a little contempt and wore a supercilious look. The blurry golden figure harrumphed. You've actually been weakened so much. It's no wonder that I haven't heard of your honorific name in the past few millennia. Jesus Christ, honorific name weak. He really knows a former owner of Sephira Castle. Is that an existence who's active during the first epoch? Amidst his thoughts, Klein smiled and said, what you see might not be the truth. Ha! The twisted and blurry golden figure laughed and said, you're still your usual self, always trying to scam others, truly lampooning. But the condition of Sephira Castle cannot fool me. Under normal circumstances, if there's no way for me to pass through the outer layers of protection to communicate with you, how do you know that I didn't do it on purpose? Klein asked in a relaxed manner. The fact that Klein is fooling a grade 0 artifact. What the fuck, man? Lampoonification? There's no point in lying to me. The distorted, blurry golden genie immediately replied. The fact that he's so confident. The blurry golden genie immediately replied, why do I feel like the victim of a fraud? Why do I feel like the victim of fraud is saying that I'm penniless? To the point of having sold my kidney. Back then, why did the previous owner, Sephira Castle, the owner suspected to be the celestial worthy of heaven and earth for blessings due to the genie? Huh. Part of the characteristics of this magic wishing lamp is that a miracle invoker using his lampooning to relieve the pressure in his heart. Klein smiled. I'm sorry. Him was the original owner of the magic. Oh, he was the original owner of the magic wishing lamp. Oh, it's not up to you to decide whether there's any point. The blurry golden figure trembled slightly From the state of Sephira Castle, you seem to have a need for a miracle invoker beyond her characteristics. He did not harp on the topic and instead pointed out the situation he had observed. This fellow can actually see through this matter. His level is really very high. He is able to separate the miracle invoker beyond her characteristics from the magic wishing lamp. Client's eyes narrowed as he nearly lost his composure. He merely controlled his actions and expression and replied with a smile. If you think so, the blurry and distorted golden figure once again made his magnificent voice echo above the gray fog. We can make a fucking deal. You will remove my seal and give me freedom. I will leave the miracle invoker beyond her characteristics to you and only take away the portion that belong. Whoa. I will leave the miracle invoker beyond her characteristic to you and only take away the portion that belongs to me. As for a witness, let's use a Sephiroth. What the fuck? Let's use our Sephiroth. Although both you and I have means to resist the backlash and I'm twitching over here. Although you may have the means to resist the backlash and reduce the damage caused by the breaching of I'm so lost. By the breaching of contract, it won't be without a price. We both need to consider the consequences. I promise I won't stay here any longer than necessary. Sealed Sephiroth, the terrified nature of the magic wishing lamp is a seal of an The terrifying nature of the magic wishing lamp is a seal of an existence that's at least at the true deity level. The fuck? Without a thought, Klein quickly analyzed the viability of the matter. This fucking genie has his own Sephiroth. Soon he made a decision. He was not to be bewitched. There were two reasons for this. Firstly, he wasn't the real owner of Sephira Castle. There was a limit to what he could do and handle. Secondly, he had received some mysticism, education, and had gleaned experiences. You know what's crazy, man? I believe this genie 100%. I'm like, let's make this fucking deal. But I'm being too gullible. He knew not to trade with unknown existences or bear any hope in being lucky. Thank you. Okay. Having made up his mind, he calmed down and focused on how to gather more information. The genie was suspected to originate from the darkest, most chaotic, and most mysterious first epoch, so he definitely knew a lot. After some thought, the corners of Klein's mouth curled up. Do you think such conditions can move me? He planned to see how high the chips of the genie could offer, so as to pry into a certain of his secrets. Upon hearing this, the flickering golden figure's eyes suddenly lit up in a literal manner. His gaze seemed to land directly on Klein as his magnificent voice quaked and the ancient palace like thunder. Oh shit, you are not him. Oh shit. Oh shit, the genie figured out he's a fake. You are not him. At that moment, Klein was a little stunned and also a little frightened. It was as if he was performing a grand magic show, only to have a member of the audience suddenly point out his trick. He didn't know what was wrong with his rhetorical questions, nor did he know what exactly was wrong. It was difficult for him to analyze the pros and cons in a short period of time and give a reaction that matched the current situation. Can't be easy was believing in him on. What are you talking about? It was all engagement, bait, guys. You're not the guy, pal. You're not the guy. Why did he suddenly realize that I'm not the Yeah, why is it because of what he said? Why did he suddenly realize that I'm not the former owner of Sephira Castle, the suspected celestial worthy of heaven and earth for blessings? Isn't my rhetoric question very reasonable, since we're talking about a deal, bargaining, and should be allowed? The former owner of Sephira Castle that the genie knew wasn't like that? Impossible. Why would a person who's good at deceit show his hand so readily? How can there not be some level of negotiation and pressure? Shit, too many thoughts running through his mind. Nearly 10 seconds have passed. I didn't immediately answer the genie's accusation, so it's a form of indirect admittance. When it came to being exposed, Klein didn't have much experience. He was momentarily unsure for a response. I don't remember. I don't know. Oh, I don't know if I am or aren't the owner. So we can play the I forgot card. Just as he raised his vigilance and was about to produce the Staff of Stars and activate Sephira Castle powers to resist the possible attack from the genie, the blurry golden figure suddenly laughed. Ha 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 ha. This laughter seemed to stir his soul. Was that a cool laugh? This laughter seemed to stir his soul, causing Klein, who was inside Sephira Castle, to nearly show signs of losing control. It wasn't easy for him to remain calm, but there's no intention to attack, but the influence of the natural dissipation. What's the genie laughing about? What's so funny? Klein frowned as he thought of one possibility for another, but he felt that day didn't match reality. After a few seconds, the genie's laughter stopped and he happily quipped. Even for the existences at art level, fate is still so miraculous. Regardless of who you are, the deal I promise is still on the table. As long as you remove the seal and release me, I will return to the cosmos. Oh, that's not good. We don't want him to go to the cosmos. I will return to the cosmos. Oh my God, he fucking is a Cosmo. If he's going to the cosmos, he's like a celestial. Without returning to, like, he's one of the ancient ones, returning to the cosmos with a portion that belonged to me. As for the rest, I will leave the miracle invoker beyond her characteristics to you. In addition, I will grant you 3 wishes. Oh, no. 3 is bad. How's that? Isn't it enough? Cosmos, when Klein heard that his eyelids twitch as he sharply sensed danger. I'm not falling for this one. This was a warning from his spiritual intuition. Don't fucking do it. He had originally thought that he could pretend to agree and obtain more information before using Sephra Castle to back on his promise. But now he suddenly felt that he could not make the promise. Hence, Klein decisively said, leave. As he spoke, he cut off the connection between himself and the Crimson Star representing the Hermit. The blurry figure, distorted golden figure, suddenly expanded and dissipated, leaving only his voice echoing. You will eventually agree? We might need him for Sequence 0, brothers and sisters. Oh, shit. You will eventually agree. Only when the world above the great fog had its calm completely restored, the Klein slowly let out a breath and silently muttered to himself, the genie is a powerful creature from the cosmos. Was it sealed within the magic wishing lamp in the first epoch, or if it's before the first epoch, that would be our era, or earlier? The person who sealed him might be the previous owner of Sephra Castle, the existence suspected to be the celestial worthy of heaven and earth for blessings. This can be inferred from the ingredients used to form the magic wishing lamp beyond her characteristics. So that's how the genie sensed that I wasn't the previous owner of Sephra Castle when he questioned me, but I did consider this point, so my question wasn't logically unsound, unless back then the former owner of Sephra Castle and the genie had come to some sort of tactical understanding or had some secret. The bulk of the genie's powers likely can't extend out of the seal, but he can use the beyond characteristics that forms the seal. The unique characteristic of granting wishes is likely from the miracle invoker characteristic. The granting wishing aspect is part of the miracle invoker characteristic. Then the genie uses his level to magnify it. Amidst his thoughts, Klein raised his head to look at the Crimson Star representing the Hermit. He discovered that Katlia didn't notice anything unusual with the magic wishing lamp. Klein formed a stream of light that contained his warnings and threw it into the Crimson Star. Easy has never said Tacket correctly 1 year. What do you mean? Did I not say it right? Tacket. Never will. Tacket. Takit. Takat. Takut. To sit. To sit? The fuck? It's to sit? Tacit? Tacit. Okay, I'm gonna stop. You said size? Oh, like tactic? Let me do my time stop. Let's keep reading. Oh man. Don't worry, it's all part of the engagement bait. Yeah, don't worry, it's all engagement bait. Don't worry, I actually know how to say it. Yeah, it's just for the recordings. Don't worry, guys. I actually know how to say it. Tacket. That's the diff word I'm on. Oh, TikTok, Toktik. Am I recording? Yes. Chapter 1244 is called "The Baffling Actions of the Human." The primitive island. Oh, we're here. The primitive island that the Emperor found by chance, the creator of the island, worshippers of unknown powers that comes from the cosmos, without reaching the level of an angel, just knowledge of it will result in the corruption from the cosmos. Try not to make a wish to the genie, nor bring it to the primitive island for Katlia to finally receive feedback from Mr. Fool as she heaved a sigh of relief, even more worried about Queen's quest. Oh, no, I didn't skip. Sorry. Oh, no, we're good. I just said it wrong. No, we're good. We're good. Look. No, we're good. I just said it wrong. I said it wrong. No, we're good. I said 44. I know. My bad. No, we're on 42. Good catch. Ooh. Whew, imagine we skipped 2 chapters. No, we didn't skip it, but that'd be funny. No, my bad. I meant chapter 1204. It's called The Baffling Actions of Human. She turned her head to look at the unresponsive magic wishing lamp and quickly put it away. Then she spread out a letter, picked up the fountain pen, and paraphrased the information she had just received, hoping that Queen Mystic Bernadette would take it seriously. In a dilapidated apartment in Backland, a man with a full beard was sitting on a chair with his hands and cuffed A man with a full beard was sitting on a chair with his hands cuffed behind him. Shio, who had become a middle-ranking MI9 member... What kind of interrogation is this? Shio, who had become a middle-ranking MI9 member through her own capabilities, stood in front of a man with a triangular blade in hand, and her 2 subordinates flanking her. Why did I say that? We already have enough witnesses and evidences to prove that you're one of the main organizers of the protest. If you wish to reduce your punishment, answer my questions honestly. Before Shio could say a word, the bearded man felt an extremely powerful suppressive force. When she finished speaking, even his mind began to tremble. It was as though bolts of electricity were generated, and a pain of numbness that couldn't be perceived could explode at any moment. The bearded man suppressed the fear and weakness in his heart and said, "No one instigated me. I just did what I wanted to do." Shio, prob as tall as standing as a guy. They're at eye level. Who fucking told you? Shut the fuck up. Shut up, Shorty. I just wanted to do it. Don't you all know the entirety of Backland has become a gunpowder keg? Even a tiny spark can set off an entire city, and there are countless sparks like me who are willing to take the risk. Those darn nobles and merchants hoarded so much food while there are already people in Eastboro who are starving to death. You can do... definitely short queen, by the way. We love our short queens. You can do whatever you want. Those darn nobles and merchants hoarded so much food while there are already people in Eastboro who are starving to death. You can do whatever you want to me. I've never believed in the promises. The reason why we agreed to end the protest was because everyone had received a lot of food. She was about to ask further when she suddenly turned her head to listen to the commotion in the distance. Sounds of rumbling could be heard from somewhere. It was deep, hoarse, and layered. Okay. And you can go back to regular music. Ah. Has the Phasic Intis or Phaenopotter army broken through our defenses and began to attack Backland's defenses? Shio's expression instantly turned solemn. Back in the forsaken lands of the gods, after Klein returned to the real world, he immediately attempted to reach out his hand to see if he could pull out the magic wishing lamp from the fog of history. Oh shit. So the lamp he's holding isn't just a oh, it's the magic wishing lamp in the artwork. Wait. Soon he confirmed that he couldn't summon sealed artifact 0. Oh, he can't summon it. Soon he confirmed that he couldn't summon sealed artifact 005. Indeed, it involves a uniqueness, or should I say, Sephira. In short, the genie is indeed a high-ranking existence that was sealed. At the very least, he is a Kings of Angel. Whoa! There's no way to make use of him. Klein let out a breath and turned his attention back to the hunt of the dark demonic wolf Kotor. Artwork? We got artwork? What artwork? If there's artwork, we gotta look at it. Oh, I've used a thumbnail I've used in the past. What did you look up again? No. I've used it as a thumbnail in the past, where Klein is just walking in Forsaken Lands holding a lamp. I've used it as a thumbnail. And you can see the tentacles. I was like, oh, maybe that's like the magic wishing lamp. No, it's something I've used it as a thumbnail in the past. He had made a lot of preparations during this period of time, and he ran through and confirmed the plan above the Great Fog. However, he was in no hurry to take action. He spent quite a bit of time checking the loopholes and mending the imperfections. Now there's a regular lamp. Got it. 2 to 3 days later, it was dark and silent in the wilderness. Wearing a silk-top hat and a long trench coat, Klein held a lantern that emitted a faint yellow glow. With a solemn expression, he reached out his right hand and grabbed at the air. At that moment, a bolt of lightning streaked across the world, illuminating it. Following that, he dragged out a figure. It was him holding the illusionary staff of the stars and a lantern. Right on the heels of that, his true body entered the fog of history and dashed to a time before the first epoch. He hid inside of the golden stacked cities. His historical void projection suddenly came alive as an area that had been exploring recently had surfaced in his mind. He used the power of the Staff of Stars to directly move to it. This is a huge distance away from where his actual body was. Even if there was a problem with the projection, no one would be able to lock on to the exact location of where his true body was when he returned to reality. Surveying the area, he took in the dried riverbed and a boulder that stood deep in the darkness like a monster. He no longer maintained his Staff of the Stars historical projection, letting it quickly fade away and disappear with a shake of his right hand. After doing all this, he walked to the boulder, put down the lantern, and began chanting in honor of a name in Jotun, the Dark Lord that exists alongside... Yes, Ellie? The Dark Lord that exists alongside history, the embodiment of the countless miracles, the god of wishes. This was the dark demonic wolf honorific name that he had obtained from the Evernight goddess, although the mystical creature might not be using it anymore or had perhaps changed it a long time ago. It was undoubtedly referring to him when it came to mysticism. Oh, did I scroll down too much? Whoa, I got lost. When it came to mysticism, deep within a mountain range in an ancient castle, giants, elves, humans, and vampires each held the role of gardeners. Could stay on serious music, actually. Yeah, I was thinking about that. Like, we should change since we're back in Forsaken Lands. Opera? You guys want to hear some opera music? Let's listen to opera music. Let's loop this bad boy. Giant elves, humans, and vampires each held the role of gardeners, chiefs, servants, and guards. They all had different expressions and would whisper to each other when they met, making them appear lively and intelligent. However, once they returned to their rooms, they would immediately turn dull. Their eyes would no longer move as their bodies floated up and hung from the ceilings. In the depths of the castle, in a hall where only lightning could lit up from the outside window, a huge figure lay quietly in the darkness. Liza P. Its body was like a tiny mountain that was covered in a dark short fur. Its pitch black pupils covered at least 3/4 of its eyes, and its forehead was tufted of grayish white fur. Its head resembled a magnified twisted feral wolf. There was none other than the god of wishes, dark demonic wolf quarter. Suddenly, this dark demonic wolf, which was more exaggerated than an ordinary giant, raised his head. Every strand of his dark and short hair began to sway as all of his servants in the castle followed. His actions, Kotter eyes, moved slightly as he turned his head slightly as though he was listening to something. Then the next second, he opened his mouth and let out a soundless roar and summoned another hymn. He's our prey. Oh man, we hunting. And summoned another hymn. As soon as this demonic wolf appeared, Kotter's body leaped out into the grayish white fog as he dashed to a certain historical spot of the light in the second epoch. This was a piece of secret history that he knew, that we don't know. He knows it, but we don't know it. In the real world, the dark demonic wolf historical void project. Oh my god, there's so many. It's kind of hard to keep track sometimes of like the real and then the historical void projection. But I'm good. In the real world, the dark demonic wolf's historical void projection made a wish in a tongue-twisting language. Then, with a flash of his figure, he directly moved to a mountain near the northern city of Noise. He's doing the same thing as Klein LMAO when he's like running through them. Or he's like going into it. After making the necessary preparations, the god of wishes allowed a strand of dark short hair to fall off, turning into an illusory worm of spirit that expanded into the corresponding prayer point of light. With its help, Kotor saw who was praying to him. It was a young man wearing a strange hat and a strange clothes. He stood beside a glass lantern and softly chanted the honorific name of the gods of wishes. Don't have it, but lies a POC. It's just type Estella Opera House, Liza P. Honorific name of the... Oh, I skipped something. It was a young man wearing a strange hat and strange clothes. He stood beside a glass lantern and softly chanted the honorific name of the god of wishes. The dark demonic wolf's huge pitch black pupils turned and saw that the young man was covered in a layer of grayish white fog. There were some things that could not be seen clearly in the fog. As he sequenced to Angel, the seer pathway, this mystical creature could clearly sense that the fog was similar to the fog of history. It could sense a strong attraction force from something in the fog. Sephira Castle, having heard some matters in the ancient god Flagera, the king's demonic wolves, he instantly had a guess. Under this premise, he had many thoughts regarding the young man. Using Sephira Castle to attract me and make me attack him on my own accord, and then confirming my location. Oh shit, he knows it's bait. This is bait. Indeed, he's just a historical void projection, and it's unknown which time fragment his true body is hiding in. It's unknown where the ambusher is hiding. That's fucking crazy, dude. They both so many project. It's so weird. Like, they're both not using their real bodies. Like, they're both hiding in like they're both hiding and not historical void projection. They're both hiding in the fog of histories, summoning historical void projections of each other to see which bait falls for the bait. Pokemon battle. Pikachu, go. Pika-Pee. Where the ambusher is hiding. Previously, Sephira Castle clearly had an anomaly. I controlled myself and didn't attempt to search for the corresponding region or the clues that might be left behind. Why do they think I will fall for it? Oh, man. It's just an attempt switching to another when it doesn't work, or is there something wrong with the prayer? I've lived for 1,000 years, actually experiencing so many things. What kind of situation have I not seen? Most straightforward seer battle? Ain't no way this is the most straightforward seer battle. What the fuck? The best solution now is to ignore him and not spy on him, all just remember him. The dark demonic wolf quarter quickly made a decision and planned to observe for a while longer before destroying the prayer point of light. At this moment, he saw the young man open his mouth again. The sun that is eternal, you are an extinguishable light. You are the embodiment of order. I almost said odor. You remember I said odor last time? Order. The dark demonic wolf was somewhat puzzled as to what the young man was trying to do. In this forsaken land, praying to the other true deities was useless, and the next second, Klein once again chanted another deity's name. Who? The Lord that created everything, the Lord who reigns behind the curtain of shadows, the degenerate nature of all living things. The dark demonic wolf's pupils dilated slightly. He was confused by the actions of the human in the prayer light. Before he could make any guesses, Klein muttered to the third honorific name. The clock hand that tempers with time, the shadow that roams across fate, the embodiment of deceit and trickery. My man is just spamming high deity prayers, bro. He's like something has to bite. Something. I need something, bro. Amon, he is praying to Amon. He's like, the fuck? The dark demonic wolf was already completely at a loss as what. He's like, what the fuck is this bitch doing? The dark demonic wolf was already completely at a loss as to what the other party was up to. He instinctively felt as something was amiss and immediately wanted to wipe away the corresponding prayer point of light. Suddenly, he saw the young man lift his head and smile. He then took out a crystal molecule and put it on his... Oh, shit, he's wearing it on his right eye. Oh, the balls on this fucking seer. He's like, oh, I'll fool you. I'll put it on my right eye. He then took out a crystal molecule and put it on his right eye. In just one prayer, Klein's historical void projection had turned into blasphemer Amon's avatar. That has to be bait. Almost at the same time, the dark demonic wolf felt the other party's gaze pass through the prayer of light and land on him. Then Amon looked past him and it... Wait, no, is this actual Amon? Then Amon looked past him and into the fog of history where his true body was. Oh? Wait, this is a real Amon. Then Amon looked past him and into the fog of history where his true body was. Without any hesitation, he merely destroyed the prayer light. As for his true body, he dispelled the gaze and removed the maintenance of the historical projection. In the fog of history, in the stacked city of the old, Klein suddenly stood up. A scene surfaced in his mind. Oh shit! So he knows where he's at. A few seconds before the scene took shape, he had severed the connection between his body and the historical void projection, doing so in order to avoid having Amon descend right beside him. The baffling actions that he had previously done were mainly to confuse the dark demonic wolf. He wanted him to continue observing after realizing the supplicant wasn't the true body. This made him increase the time he spied on Sephira Castle. In the end, he prayed to Amon, using the possible descent and influence of the god of the sea to hide the tracks of Sephira Castle. Reverse corruption of the dark demonic wolf? Okay. If Amon hadn't responded and merely watched by the sidelines, Klein would use the molecule he had prepared to... Okay, so it was actually Amon, it wasn't Klein pretending. Klein would have used the molecule he had prepared to deceive the dark demonic wolf, but Amon actually responded. Amon is an FLOG, Forsaken Lands of the Gods. Praying to him and wearing molecule both attract his attention. And that's what attracted... Well, I assume just the prayer alone attracted it. Oh, and because he's still in the Forsaken Lands of the Gods. Got it. Amon definitely prays to Amon, possibly with other Amons. You think he prays to himself? Yeah, of course he prays to himself. Who wouldn't? Why wouldn't he pray to himself? Let's keep reading. Get a little butter cracker. And do my time stop? Wash it down with some vitamin water. Yeah, you know he's self-glazing himself. Hold up, my mouth is salivating. You are me, I am you. Me too, buddy. Easy salivating at the thought of Amon self-glazing. No, not because of that, man. It's because of the fucking crackers. All right, let's keep reading. Chapter 1243 is called Hectic, but not confused. Okay, so I'm not going to be confused this chapter. Never have I ever. Deep within a mountain range in the ancient castle, as soon as dark... I got a hair in my tongue. For my mustache, one sec. Yeah. Okay, we're good. As soon as Dark Demonic Kotor returned to the fog of history, he instinctively removed all the connections with the outside world. He was prepared to abandon this place and move elsewhere. Although he still hadn't figured out what had happened with an accident already happening, his experience told him that he couldn't take any chances at all. He should retreat and give up as wait, what? He should give up? He should retreat and give up as required of him, okay? At the same time, a thought came to Klein's mind in the city of old. His figure instantly appeared in the ancient palace above the great fog at the seat belonging to the fool. He merged with the constantly distorted and scattered crimson figure and took form. In the mysterious space, the crimson stars that represented justice, the hanged man, the star, and the other members of the Terror Club were constantly expanding and shrinking. They emitted layers of ripples that formed a mighty wave. This was one of the preparations that Klein had made in advance. In the name of Gurman Sparrow, he'd used different reasons to get the members of the Terror Club to pray to Mr. Fool, one after another, asking this existence to pass a certain answer to Mr. World. As such, the Crimson Stars resonated, affecting Safari Castle in reverse, thus allowing it to summon the Fool to resolve the problem. This was one of the key factors that could help him escape from Amon's clutches. It could help him remove the need to take 4 steps counterclockwise and recite the incantations. He could directly enter Safari Castle without wasting any time. And the battle at the level of angels, the difference a second makes would perhaps determine the differences in the outcome. To fight someone more powerful than him, Klein had to consider every detail. Sitting in the high-backed chair belonging to the Fool, he beckoned for the staff of the stars and the sea god scepter while observing the other changes in Safari Castle. And the grayish-white fog, there was an additional crimson glow that was rapidly shrinking, almost disappearing in no time. Around the Fool seat, ripples of light bloomed as though they were forming a pure passageway. He could barely make out a gigantic dark demonic wolf figure from the crimson glow. This was a result of Kotor spying on the Safari Castle. Through the passage of time, he had gained a certain understanding of the situation and had unknowingly been invaded. As such, he established a preliminary connection with Safari Castle. Of course, as an angel of the God of Wishes of the Second Epoch, he had the right level of ability to sever such a connection and get rid of the corresponding corruption. If Klein didn't make use of these 1 or 2 seconds, he would lose his lock on the dark demonic wolf. So he's trying to keep lock. And on the other side of the Full seat, the rippling lights reflecting the figures wearing a half-top hat and a long black trench coat, Gurman Sparrow. On his right eye was a crystal molecule, Amon. No. I can handle the forbidden knowledge. I'm following. I'm still following. I'm not lost yet. It was unknown what loophole this blasphemer's avatar could use to slow the rate at which Klein's historical void projection dissipated. Then he used the subtle connection between Gurman Sparrow, Klein's actual body, and Safari Castle in an attempt to invade the world above the Great Fog from the special scene summoned from Safari Castle. I'm following. As the halo spread out, Gurman Sparrow's long and powerful palm powerful palm pierced through the barrier and suddenly entered the ancient palace, as though it had opened an invisible yet, said Easy calmly, an invisible door. Although Klein had already prepared for this and knew that it wouldn't be easy to get rid of Amon, he couldn't help but feel his scalp tingle when he saw the scene. Oh, he's been looking forward to this. He was afraid that in the next second he would grab a crystal monocle and put it on his right eye. This was something that had to be resolved in 1 or 2 seconds. Otherwise, the ownership of Safari Castle would be a question left in the air. Okay, wait, we have a chance that we might lose it? What? You know what? Let's play Shadow Lord. Yeah, let's play this. I feel like it's setting in. Kotor, sensing Safari Castle, let Klein put the fog... Wait, thank you for breaking down, Cammy. Kotor, sensing Safari Castle, let Klein put the fog of the castle on him to track him. He deliberately let him. Amon used the fog to try and get in, and that's what he's using to get in. Okay, so now what the fuck is Klein gonna do? Without any hesitation, distorted and transparent worms... Oh, I see what he's doing. Without any hesitation, distorted and transparent worms of spirit appeared on the surface of his skin. They quickly gathered together, forming another Klein. After catching the Sea God Scepter, Klein stirred the power of Safari Castle. With the augmentation of the layers of invisible waves, the blue gems lit up, causing violent bolts of lightning to form silver balls that rolled into the rippling light. Amidst the crackling sound, the palm that pierced through Safari Castle instantly shattered and evaporated. The spherical lightning that was filled with destructive aura expanded outwards, descending into reality, enveloping the monoculed Gurman Sparrow. The historical void projection was only barely maintained with the use of loopholes, so it collapsed after suffering such a strike. He could only adjust the crystal monocle and shake his head in regret. He watched his figure rapidly fade away after being shattered by electric bolts. We did it! Okay, we're good. After being shattered by electric bolts, as a small portion of the worm's spirit responding to Amon's prayer, Klein grabbed the Staff of the Stars with his actual body. He held the staff embroiled with many gems and aimed the Great Zero artifacts at the rapidly shrinking crimsoned light. At the same time, a scene appeared in his mind. The rubies, emerald sapphires, and pearls of the Star of Stars lit up one after another. Gong. The sound of a distant bow seemed to have transcended an infinite amount of time as it echoed within the grayish-white fog, reverberating within the crimson light. The pitch-black darkness in front of the dark demonic wolf Kotor suddenly faded, revealing a huge stone wall clock. The wall clock was ancient and mottled, and its surface was grayish-white and bluish-black. Split into 12 segments, each segment had different symbols that represented the different times of the day. At the core of the wall clock, 3 needles seemed to be formed from the worms of time of 3 different lengths. Short, medium, and long were filled with a feeling that time had left its mark on. This was the beyond power of the Angel of Time Amon. Using the Staff of the Stars, Klein had made it appear again. So it's coming back. Normally speaking, in Beyond Power at this level wasn't something that could be understood by just witnessing it once or twice. It wasn't so easy to record it, but Klein wasn't fighting alone. He's not fighting alone. During this period, Kotor? During this period of time, he had made use of Miss Magician summoning to return to Backland frequently. He went to the Star Lenar to chat directly with Palazzo Ross and had gained a deeper understanding of the corresponding mysticism knowledge at the supernatural details. Although Palas had already dropped to the Sequence 2 level and was unable to use the powers of the time domain, his experience and knowledge remained. Okay, so even though he can't use it, he still has all that accumulated knowledge. Awesome. Gong. On the ancient and mysterious stone wall clock. What the fact that he's using the clock. On the ancient and mysterious stone wall clock. The second hand suddenly jerked, causing everything around Dark Demonic Wolf Kotor to slow down. Even the deep darkness seemed to freeze. That's the best gong I've ever heard. Seemed to freeze. This miracle invoker, who was just about to completely cut off contact with the outside world and distance himself from where he was by granting his own wish, suddenly froze on the spot. There was a brief moment of him being fixed in place. There was no... I'm following. There was no doubt that there was a huge gap in power between the original Beyond Powers and those replicated by the Staff of Stars. However, for Klein, the effect was already enough. The moment he saw Dark Demonic Wolf being affected by his ancient wall clock, he immediately dropped the Staff of the Stars and made the worms of spirit that he had just separated from his main body fly back into his body. With a thought, he returned to the city of oil. The city of oil? With a thought, he returned to the city of oil before... I'm sorry, like our world? Oil? Like crude oil? He returned to the city of oil before the first epoch. Then he appeared in a dark, desolate plains with a lantern that emitted a faint yellow glow. Kotor tried to leave, but no, like, yeah, the gong made him stop in place. But wait, what's this? So with a thought, Klein returned to... Hey man, Sonny. With a thought, we returned to the land of the free. I think it's misspelled city. Oh, city of old. Okay, it said city of oil. I was like tripping out. His right hand extended forward and successfully pulled out a projection of the staff of the stars. This method could effectively increase the success rate of summoning the staff of the stars, but it would clearly reduce the might of a grade 0 sealed artifact. After all, he was summoning a historical projection of a historical project. What? After all, he was summoning a historical projection of a historical projection. Of course, it was a race against time. Making such a choice was very easy. Holy shit, dude. Fucking Sears. Old City misspelled? Yeah, okay, so it was Old City. Klein didn't enter the fog of history again. He reached out to grab his shoulder, and he used dream divination to outline the feedback he received from using Sephira Castle to reverse corrupt the dark demonic wolf. In the dark unlit hall in the ancient castle, the mountain-like demonic wolf stood up. Quickly filling in the details, Klein slightly adjusted the details according to the scene of his frozen target. On the black staff, the corresponding gems lit up. In his mind, the scene that resembled an oil painting suddenly swelled up, interweaving with reality, making it impossible to separate from each other. He descended into the ancient castle dark hall, landing in front of the dark demonic wolf Kotor, who had just raised his body with his 8 legs. I forgot he had 8 legs. What the fuck? Yeah. Okay, I remember now. I came back. He had finally officially met the god of wishes that had been living since the second epoch. Without any hesitation, Klein took the opportunity of the dark demonic wolf having just escaped the influence of the ancient wall clock. As he dispelled the historical void projection, he took out an iron cigar case. What corruption do we have in the iron cigar case? Fight music, shut the fuck up. He took out an iron cigar case from his pocket and opened it. Looping music. And opened it. He opened it. Inside the cigar case, there was a low-end gold coin. Its surface flashed, reflecting Renette Tanker, who was... Oh, the 1 gold coin we owed her? A low-end gold coin. Its surface flashed, reflecting Renette Tanker, who was wearing a dark and complicated long dress, holding the 4 blonde red eyes. Oh, shit. One of the preparations Klein made was to use the method that he had used to bring around Admiral of Blood Senor. This allowed him to bring Miss Messenger... I don't remember this. I don't remember how we used this. This allowed him to bring around Admiral of Blood Senor. This allowed him to bring Miss Messenger to the forsaken lands of the gods. Mommy Tinker is here. Oh, I love her, man. Hell yeah. Renette Tinker was no doubt a wraith. Furthermore, she was an even more powerful wraith. She could also possess the smooth surfaces of a gold... She could also possess the smooth surface of a gold coin. In addition, she was a spirit world creature and was instinctively a spirit. She could enter the world above the Great Fog and descend onto the forsaken lands of gods just as Audrey. Based on the connection, in order to not expose the secret within Sephira Castle and not expose the fool's true identity, he first made Miss Messenger possess the gold coin. Oh, he made her possess the gold coin, and then he locked her inside of the iron cigar case that conceals in and out. Got it. Gold coin before using the iron cigar case to seal it. Then he sacrificed the item to the Grey Fog before... Why are so many layers to this? Then he sacrificed the item of the Grey Fog before bringing it to the forsaken lands of the gods through a bestowment ritual. Dude, I'd be so screwed in this world. I would not know what to do. Of course, the prerequisite for these actions was that Klein had the level of strength of a Sequence 2 Angel in Sephira Castle. Even if something went wrong with Renette Tanker, he could still handle it. As for Renette Tanker, she happily agreed to this matter because German Sparrow had just helped her retrieve a portion of her body. Silently, Miss Messenger left a gold coin and occupied the pitch black pupil of the dark demon of Wolf's eyes, Rave's possession. It's explained right there, never mind. Bro, these heads gonna burn. Yo, that's crazy. Oh, you ever explain how he did it? Okay, that's wild, man. Dude, I'd be so fucking dumb in the world of Lord of Mysteries. I'd be screwed, bro. I'd be like the Nit saying dog shit. Every time something happens, I'd be like, dog shit. I don't know what to do. Chapter 1244 is called Wish. Let's keep reading, dude. Let me update this. I see your message. 1 sec. 1 hour, 10 minutes. While I read your message, let me check my phone and see if the missus said anything. Let me see if she has the courage to do a face reveal with the doggy on stream. Yeah, but this dog is not going to walk in this room for a good while. Just until she's potty trained. But it can be quick. I don't know where's my phone. I'll be right back. I think I left it outside. Charging. Potions give IQ boost, bro. Don't worry. You're right. So we be good. Easy would have been finished on the first day. When the secret order guy entered the house, you're like, never mind. Rosago must have missed out on that. All right, 1 sec. Let me step outside. Oh, my back. Ugh. Oh, my back. Let me go get my phone. Not yet. Just want to go get Ellie. Oh, you're sleeping. You cute little dog. I just felt bad because she was sleeping outside. And I'm like, girl, just take a nap right here. Let me lean back for a little bit for this chapter. Easy, would you let Ellie drink the spectator? Fuck yeah, I would let her drink it. Fuck yeah, I'd let her drink it, man. Imagine being able to hear what my dog said, bro. I'd be so happy in life, man. And not only that, on a more personal level, I would let her do it because then, what did we learn? Like, high sequence beyonders can live a lot longer. I would do that just so she can live a longer life, man. I would love it if she'd be with me my entire life, man. Girl, Ellie, you gotta live forever, man. I'm gonna need you to be like 50 years old. Until I die, you die, alright? You gotta be with me till the end of the days. Are you sure she won't turn into a monster? Girl, Ellie, she's the best girl ever. Nothing bad will happen to her. Alright, let's keep reading. Susie was lucky. Ellie might be a little bit luckier. We'll find out. We'll find out one day. Everything updated? Alright. Chapter 1244 is called Wish. Just as Renee and Tanker figured... Oh, dude, Ellie's super chill right now on me. Look at that. She's perfectly flat, laid down, sleepy. Okay, I think we're in a good position where I can read, talk a little bit loud, and just let Ellie rest. Just as Renette Tanker's figure appeared in the dark demonic wolf quarters pupil, she left the window to the heart and began expanding back to her original size. Oh, shit. This meant that her Wraith's possession attempt had failed. The dark demonic wolf's body rapidly shrunk as thin as he madly absorbed the light around him, becoming a translucent black velvet curtain. Oh shit, the curtain. This was an item that Klein had seen via dream divination. It was ejected from the grayish-white fog and had landed into the hands of the dark demonic wolf. If it was suspected to contain a sequence one attended mysteries beyond a characteristic of the seer pathway, At this moment, the dark demonic wolf culture had borrowed some of the powers of the curtain to dodge Renette. Give her sequencer a potion to test her luck. Oh, hell no. We gotta take it slow, man. We gotta start from 9. Sequence 1 attended to the mysteries, characteristics of the seer pathway. At this moment, the dark demonic wolf culture had some of the powers of the curtain to dodge Renette. Tinker raised possession at the critical moment via the unknown means. The effectively avoided the subsequent series of control. The curtain was stowed away after he used it, allowing the dark demonic wolf with his dark short fur to appear in a spot that was originally empty. Renette Tinker wasn't surprised by the failure, taking advantage of this opportunity. The golden-haired eyed heads in her hand splat out a rectangular diamond like charm. The other 3 heads used ancient Hermes, Jotun, and Elvish to say a word. I said Elvish. No, I almost said no, I said it right. Elvish to say a word yesterday. The rectangular diamond like charm was instantly engulfed in the transparent flames and it fused with the void. Renette Tinker body swelled up as 4 blonde red eyes heads flew up and landed on her empty neck, stacked upon one another. In the blink of an eye, Miss Messenger had transformed into a huge doll that could almost break through the dark demonic wolf's castle. She was wearing a black gothic dress with countless mysterious symbols and sinister vines. Her eyes were blood red and she exuded an aura that no human should possess. Dark demonic wolf culture didn't attempt to stop Renette Tinker from borrowing the strength from her past, nor did he immediately show his complete mythical creature form. Okay, not the whole thing. With 8 feet on the ground, he raised his neck and let out a roar. This roar seemed to be of a higher level, containing words of similar Jotun. It made the curtain float up and instantly expand, blanketing the ancient castle from the top to bottom. The curtain quickly turned transparent and fused with the building. It was as though it had never appeared or had even an effect on it. However, Klein's spiritual intuition told him that this place was already isolated from the outside world. If he wanted to leave, he had to first break the invisible barrier. In other words, the curtain made the dark demonic wolf castle become an independent kingdom. What? This was the embryonic form of a divine kingdom. Cooked? Oh yeah, you were up late, man. You gotta get some sleep. Klein, who had just felled and planned on continuing to summon the angels to help him, he had a spark of inspiration. He instantly changed his mind, reaching into the void and dragging out another hymn. It was Gerben Sparrow, one who was holding a historical projection of the Staff of the Stars. Right on the heels of that, Klein controlled his historical projection and turned him into his marionette and transformed some of the worms of spirits over. Wait, why would he do that? He summoned his historical void projection, and Klein controlled his historical projection to turn him into... So he's turning his historical void projection into a marionette and transfers some of the worms of spirit over. While he was busy with these matters, Renette Tinker had already recovered to her peak condition. Her bright red eyes reflected the 8-legged demonic wolf. With a faint flesh, the dark demonic wolf turned into a white goat. However, outside of the dark hall, a giant holding broom suddenly trembled and transformed into a demonic wolf with a tuft of gray hair on its forehead. At that moment, when the curtain was cast on him, a miracle invoker, he had swapped places with his marionette. Yo, what's up, bro? Dude, this is crazy. He had swapped places with his marionette. Embryonic, I'm assuming it's like a biological, at a biological level, from embryon, which is a fetus, so a beginning of a divine kingdom. Ah, I got it. Got it. Thank you. Bless Kami. Just making sure. Thanks, man. Oh yeah, what's up, Wiz? Don't worry. Hey, man, we lost the battle, but not the war, bro. We didn't lose the war, bro, man. Like, up in arms, dude. He swapped places with his marionette. He opened his mouth once again. Yo, I gotta ask him. I gotta know. I don't know if I should ask. I don't know if I should ask this, guys. I'm gonna ask him. All right. I texted him on. I texted him on Discord. I messaged him on Discord. But I wanna ask you here, man. What is your score? 1 to 10, bro. Somebody who's threatening. What is your score? What is your score of the ending? I don't know if I should read. I don't know if I should read it, guys. I don't know. Wiz told him the Dodger thing. Whoa! What do you? I scared Ellie when I. Whoa! Sorry, Ellie. Did I scare you? Okay, I'm gonna keep reading. Dude, perfect 10. Let's fucking go, man. I was scared. I was scared you were gonna say a 9, bro. Can I make my blog easy? No, he would never. Dude, oh man. All right, it's a 10. All right, it's a perfect 10. Oh fuck yeah, Wiz. I was scared you were gonna tell me like a 9.9 or like a 9. Oh man, I'll be like, I was gonna riot. If it's a perfect 10, I'm fucking pumped. All right, he swapped places with his marionette. He opened his mouth once again and let out a roar. This roar also contained words that mostly resembled the source of Jotun describing a beautiful wish. I wish for all the godhood here to dissipate. And the next second that the god of wishes, the dark demonic wolf, granted his wish, Klein immediately felt his godhood being repressed. The beyonder powers that stem from the Scholar of Yore and Bizarro Sorcerer could no longer be used. Fortunately, the historical projection was maintained with his spirituality. As long as the summoning was successful, it wouldn't be dispelled by the dark demonic wolf wish. Similarly, as Klein had already turned his historical projection into a marionette and transferred a number of worms of spirit over, he could still swap locations with his projection. Apart from him, Renette, Tanker, and Dark Demonic Wolf were also affected by the wish that had been granted. Their beyonder powers above Sequence 5 had vanished into thin air, making it difficult to use them. Of course, be it the demonic wolf marionette that had turned into a goat or gigantic doll-like Renette Tinker, there was no change in their form. What existed was reasonable, so it couldn't be eliminated by the power of wishes. After making the wish, the dark demonic wolf arched his back and bent his body slightly. It looked like he was about to engage in battle with Klein and Renette Tinker. Oh shit, here we go. The kitchen will be busy when he gets there. Well, I don't know what part. We'll see. At that moment, his mountain-like body was about to size up the castle like doll. He looked down coldly at Klein, capable of crushing him with a single swipe of his claw. In addition, the castle had many marionettes rushing over. Oh shit. Okay, they're all rushing over. Had many marionettes rushing over. They consisted of giant elves. What the fuck is this fight? Who said this is the most reasonable seer battle? I don't see how this is a reason. What the fuck? I need to find like 20 copyright-free songs for this guy. I can't, man. I'm sorry. No, if Wiz has his videos up, fuck it. Yeah. In addition, the castle had many marionettes rushing over. They consisted of giant elves, vampires, humans, and deformed monsters. Only a number of them were at Sequence 5, but now they had cultures, worms, the spirit in their bodies. In other words, in this special environment, all of them were at Sequence 5, and after the dissipation of godhood and an independent kingdom, Dark Demonic Wolf culture's advantage became obvious. More than 100 Sequence 5s were besieged 2 Sequence 5s. Furthermore, the Dark Demonic Wolf was itself a mutant. Even if he couldn't reveal any godhood, his massive size and terrifying strength made him adapt to combat. He wasn't on the same level as a weak human like Marionettist Klein. At this moment, the body of Renette Tinker, who was dressed in a black gothic dress, had twinned with sinister vines, suddenly turned incorporeal. First, she reflected on the floor to a ceiling window and then jumped into the pitch black pupils of the... Oh, shit! She jumped into the pitch-black pupils of the Dark Demonic Wolf. She had once again attempted Wraith's possession. However, the Dark Demonic Wolf culture swapped locations with another marionette in a timely fashion, preventing Renette Tinker from successfully possessing his body. Renette Tinker wasn't discouraged as she continued using mediums such as glass windows, chandeliers, and eyeballs to jump through different marionettes in pursuit of the real Dark Demonic Wolf. As for the Dark Demonic Wolf, he relied on his numerous marionettes, and he had the advantage of copious numbers of worms of spirit. Fuck, he would have a lot, right? He swapped between different marionettes without any pause to avoid being forcibly possessed by the ancient Bane. Amidst the two angels of silent conflict, a large number of the Dark Demonic Wolf's marionettes had summoned two... Oh, I thought it said summoned. He surrounded 2 Kleins. He had summoned 2 Kleins. Beyond the powers like a vampire's abyss shackles, a giant hurricane of light, an elf's wind blessing, and a human psychic piercing and holy light summoning inundated their targets. They controlled weakness attacks and purified Klein. Acting with great rapport, Klein was only able to dodge a portion of the attacks before being drowned by the attacks. Plasma exploded as the light blasted out. Klein's staff of stars holding a figure quickly outlined itself to the side. At the critical moment, he had exchanged spots with his marionettes in time. He imagined his traveling powers and had used the staff of the stars to complete the teleportation. In this special scenario, this was essentially a release of recorded powers. After doing this round of attacks, Klein discovered that a marionette was controlling his spirit body threads before he could catch his breath. At the same time, a human marionette reached out his right hand under the influence of the Dark Demonic Wolf and aimed it at the Miracle Invoker's actual body. In the next second, Dark Demonic Wolf and another marionette switched positions. As for the marionettes, it was possessed by... Oh shit, so we possessed a marionette. As for the marionette, it was possessed by Renette Tinker. This was the human's marionette's right hand was targeted at Renette. The marionette's palm clenched tightly as his wrist spun half a circle, stealing away the target's subsequent thoughts. Right on the heels of that, he jumped and pounced on an ally. Renette was momentarily rooted to the ground. Oh shit. When the dark demonic wolf saw this, he immediately got several marionettes to spread out their arms and summon pure pillars of cleansing flames to surround them. And the holy light, Renette's body first began to melt. Following that, using mirror jump, she moved to a glass window situated high above the castle. How am I supposed to envision this? I'm trying so hard to visualize this. She jumped to a glass window situated high above the castle to avoid the subsequent purification. In just a few seconds, Klein inevitably fell into a perilous situation. The restricted environment being of his home ground and his trait as the god of wishes had magnified dark demonic wolf culture advantage to the extreme. If it were any other scholars of Europe, there was one problem he needed to consider: how to rely on Renette to escape. But Klein had his trump card, which is what? Just as he pulled back the spear by threads, he didn't hesitate to stir the powers of Sephira Castle. This trait of his wasn't suppressed by the dark demonic wolf's wish. Because he can't control it. This was something even the forsaken lands of the gods couldn't screen. In mid-air, grayish white fog appeared. The ancient palace above the spirit world appeared faint. Its appearance brought with it slight tremors. A certain power followed the connection and shocked the demonic wolf's castle, causing the translucent black velvet curtain to... so the curtain is reacting. To jolt out of place a little, allowing the independent kingdom to intersect with reality. Okay, so they're forming. They're going like this. Okay? Seeing this opportunity, Klein opened his mouth and shouted out a name named Jotum, Leodero. Boom, boom, boom. Klein's inner dialogue in overdrive during the fight. Thousands of thick silver lightning bolts descended from the sky, smiting dark demonic wolf Cortor's castle. The area transformed into a lightning forest that emitted a strong destructive aura. So just to be sure, Leodero was like the ancient Lords of Storms. Electric wizard noises. No? Who is Leodero again? So he's used... Wait. Klein called out Leodero, which is the true name of the Lord... Oh, shit, I'm stupid. The Lords of Storms, that's his real name. Leodero. No, he's the current. Sorry, engagement mate. Lords of the Storms true name, not the ancient Lords of the Storms. It's Leodero's actual name. Yeah, that's crazy. The fact that he used a god's name as an AoE attack. He's using a lightning attack. Oh, shit, dude. The area transformed into a... Bro, how is Klein so strong, dude? The area transformed into a lightning force that emitted a strong destructive aura. We went from using a gun to this. Damn, man, that's badass. Let me update timestamp. That's so badass. All right, you guys can hear the music, right? So I'm gonna take off my headphones. I need to go get my earbuds, man. I'm so lazy to go back and grab them from my bag. So I'm just gonna take them off. Dude, I'm so happy Easy's sound asleep. Yeah, we hear music? Okay, I'm so glad Ellie's just sound asleep. Fucking Cabby. Klein, when his dog leaves, it's comer for once. A heavy flood. We hear music, yeah? I know what you did there. Oh, I see. Oh, that's so... Oh, man. Oh, wow. That was a deep cut, Cammy. I understood that joke. Klein, when his dog leaves the corner for 1 second, he uses a lightning attack. Bro. Oh, man. Oh, shit. I get it. All right, no comment. I get it. I'm too much of a small YouTuber to make a comment on that. Don't worry. I know my place. Hey, we know our place. We can't make a comment. No comment. Oh, shit. Unknown. Someone literally said Leodero. good morning, Ellie. Go back down. Go to sleep. Ellie, you can get up and go wherever you want. I'll spoil you. I love you. Alright, no comment. We're gonna pretend that didn't happen. Nah, unknown? Hey, if there's one thing I have learned on YouTube and Twitter, if there's one thing I have learned on the internet, you cannot even comment on someone that is unanimously bigger than you, whether it be for good or bad reasons. It just be that way. It's just that way. It brings about a lot of problems, be it good or bad. That's just one thing I have learned on the internet. Unanimously, what? No, wait, if there's like if there's a person that just clearly has a bigger reach than you, you really tried to do it? Yeah. You can't say it, but you tried. We made an attempt. Hi, good morning. Good morning, you sleepyhead. Hi, Ellie. You want to read a chapter with us? You little sleepy butt. Look, you've been asleep for like 30-20 minutes. You're doing so good. Look at you. Look, she is so confused looking at the camera. Look at her eyes. You ready, Ellie? You're going to read this chapter with me as we're hearing boss music. Chapter 1245. It's called Help. Ellie, stop. You're getting the cable wrapped on your little paws. Help available even without summoning help. How would that make sense? Boom, boom, boom. The bolts of silver lightning that were as thick as an anaconda struck the translucent black velvet curtain. It shook violently as... Oh wait, my mic is far away. The bolts of silver lightning that were struck as thick as an anaconda struck the translucent black velvet curtain. It shook violently as it distorted. Taking advantage of this opening, Renette tanker figure, which was reflected on the castle's glass, jumped back into Klein's pocket and returned to the surface of the gold coin in the iron cigar case. The prepared Klein raised his right arm and calmly aimed at the staff of stars tiles in the hall. A scene surfaced in his mind. It represented one of the beyond powers of a druid. The group beneath his feet instantly softened, turning into a marsh. It made his body sink like it had fallen into a seat. Underground slink, boom. The translucent black velvet curtain could no longer withstand the cleansing from the lightning storm. The moment the marsh solidified, it curled into a ball and fell back into the castle. You want to go out, Ellie? All right, let me finish this page and I'll let you out. No longer restricted, the few thousand thick bolts of lightning rained down the ancient castle. A tower collapsed and the hall was left in shambles. One marionette affected another, burst into the ephemeral illusions. Under the prickling of such a lightning strike, they were instantly charred, black, and reduced to ashes. Oh, wait, 1 second, Ellie. One more sentence. When the silver light that illuminated the entire mountain range subsided, the dark demonic wolf culture's castle was in ruins. Many spots were burned with red flames. Yeah, Ellie want to go out. All right, you win. Oh, you just want to play. Shut up. You want to play? Like she's going to roll over. Oh, you just want attention. You don't want to go out. You just want attention. Can you let me read? You look so silly. Like she looks like an Akatsuki member, dude. When she's like this, the thing goes over her mouth. She looks like an Akatsuki member. Hi, you're so beautiful. I love you. Hey, you're a big sister now, okay? Yeah, you're a big sis. You gotta teach her the ropes, okay? So you gotta make sure that dog ain't shitting everywhere, okay? You gotta teach her right. Alright, you gotta teach her all your mistakes, okay? Cool? Okay, I'll put you down. Oh, you just want to go down, huh? Alright. Hold up, let me fix your little sweater. Alright, go outside. Love you. Ugh. We're starting side stories, bruh. Let me sleep. Is he reading side stories right now? She looks like she had a neck brace. Yeah, because her sweater does this. If she like bends her neck in, she's like this. Oh man. Oh man, he's reading the side stories already. So side stories are like another 60 chapters. Cammy flexing on us, damn, bruh. Flexing. All right, let's do this. Found my place. All right, let's keep reading. Clyde immediately emerged from the bottom of a deep pit and saw the dark demonic wolf covered in a dark and short fur had performed the same action. Relying on the 3 druids among his marionettes, he had successfully hidden underground and avoided the lightning bombardment, so he dodged all that. At that moment, the independent kingdom created by the curtain had completely disintegrated. However, the dark demonic wolf's wish hadn't completely expired. The return of God had still needed some time. Without any hesitation, both parties engaged in another intense battle. Culture allowed the crinkled curtain to fly up and drape him so as to prevent the raised possession. After all, there were only 3 of his marionettes left. Of course, this way he could no longer swap locations with his marionettes. At the same time, Renette Tinker had left a gold coin in Klein's pocket and floated towards the 8-legged dark demonic wolf. She had given up on the idea of possession as her arms suddenly swelled. A few strands of gray hair grew up from her back of her hand. And oh my god, there's so many he's and hers right here. She had given up on the idea of possessing as her arms suddenly swelled. A few strands of gray hair grew back on her hand, and her nails became long, sharp, and firm. Werewolf transformation. Oh, shit. Werewolf transformation? Oh, shit. What the fuck? Yo, Cammy, dude, thank you, man. Anyways, there's no more music changes, and it's getting late, so I'm off. Dude, Cammy, man, thank you as always, bro. Godspeed, brother. Have a good night, man. Thanks again, man. I know, I'm sorry it's always middle of the night for you, dude. Thank you so much. All right, dude, this is her fucking werewolf transformation. Werewolf transformation. This doll-like baneful entity became a huge werewolf. She kept moving at high speeds, waving her sharp claws, and she engaged in an intense battle with the hill-like dark demonic wolf. Amidst the clashing sounds, Klein was attacked by Coulter's 3 remaining marionettes. One of them raised his head and roared, causing brown short hair to tear through his clothes. In an instant, he transformed into a terrifying giant bear that was twice the height of a person. He had transformed into a terrifying giant bear that was twice the height of a person. One crouched down, pressing his palms against the ground, while the other raised his right hand and yanked his hair. At that moment, a crimson flame surged out of Klein's clothes, instantly devouring him. His figure appeared in a sea of flames to the side. Then he jumped out, raised his hand, and charged straight at the huge brown bear. At the spot where he was originally standing, dark green mutated vines pierced through the ground and grew wildly, stirring the remnant flames in the air. In the middle, tap, 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 the huge ground bear didn't back down. With heavy strides, it rushed towards Klein like a high speed of steam locomotive. It spread open its arms, trying to give it a passionate hug that could crush all his bones and squeeze his chest muscles together. Tap, tap, tap. As his black trench coat flailed to his back, Klein didn't retreat. He was about to collide with the huge brown bear. Suddenly, he kicked his left foot and twisted his waist. He forcefully jumped up and flew past the brown bear diagonally. Thud. As the two crossed each other, Klein swung his black staff down and ruthlessly struck the brown bear's shoulders. Normally, such an attack wouldn't have been able to hurt the thick hide of brown bear. However, with the Staff of Stars, the physical attack would lead to random abnormal changes or strange effects. Of course, under the God's Wish's suppression, these changes and effects wouldn't exceed that of a Sequence 4 beyond its power. Thud. As the sound of the staff strike reverberated, the huge brown bear's shoulders tore open diagonally from its shoulders. The bottom half of his torso... The bottom half of his torso teleported more than 10 meters away, while the remaining portion... How does that work? While the remaining portion remained in place, the brown bear's eternal organs and blood gushed to the ground in a rather shocking scene. However, the brown bear wasn't dead yet. Its two halves were squirming as it struggled to stabilize his center of mass and continued attacking. As a marionette, he had long died. Such damage was nothing. At this moment, Klein had already jumped behind the behind the brown bear, his feet stepping on the ground. Another wave of scarlet flame surged out, drowning his finger. A flame that was about to be extinguished rose up as Klein leaped out and arriving close to the marionette, which had both hands on the ground. With his silk top hat, he ran past the marionette without turning his head as he swung the staff to the side. Thud. The marionette's body burst into golden flames as the figure instantly vanished. A flame surged into the sky as the marionette jumped down. However, the golden flames didn't extinguish quickly, burning him to ashes. Without even looking over, Klein had already rushed into the front of his marionettes that was yanking his hair. The marionette immediately threw out the hair in his hand. The strands of hair began to burn as they emitted black gases, sounding alarms to Klein's spirituality senses. Poison. An unknown poison. With a creak, he forcibly stopped using his ability as a clown. Using the inertia of his body, he extended his black staff. All sorts of thoughts rapidly reformed in his mind, quickly forming a scene. Before this operation, Klein had requested mistresses to help hypnotize him. It made his brain unable to form scenes when he subconsciously thought of one. There would only be a single thought resonating in his mind. Oh yeah, which lets him use the Staff of Stars. And he had to take the initiative to control it to construct the scene. This allowed him to use the Staff of Stars for a long time without being affected by the negative effects. As for the flaws of thinking in such a manner, Klein felt that it was still able to Klein felt that it was still acceptable under predetermined conditions. Without a sound, the gems embedded in the Staff of Stars lit up. A pure white and holy pillar of light descended from the sky, enveloping... Enveloping the black gas in the corresponding marionette. It stated when he got the Staff of Stars that being struck by it causes random abnormal changes. I just checked. Thank you, Martian. Yeah, I was like, there was some randomness, but I forgot what part, like what was randomized. The poison quickly melted under the sun's burning. It was the same with the marionette. With a remnant glow still in his eyes, Klein instinctively turned around and aimed his staff at the brown bear that was split into two. Silver lightning flashed spontaneously before the separated brown bear finally collapsed, unable to get up again. In just a few seconds, Klein had finished off the remaining marionettes of the dark demonic wolf. After Sephiric Castle's anonymity, be it him or the gods of wishes, time became abnormally precious. No one was willing to stall for time because it wouldn't be long before high-level existences like the true creator and angel of time Amon of the forsaken lands of the gods descended. Upon seeing this, dark demonic wolf Kortor trembled violently and flung out the translucent velvet curtain. The curtain vanished into thin air before it suddenly appeared behind Klein. It's behind him? Oh shit. Just as the spirituality was about to send a warning, it covered him and wrapped him within it. Klein's vision immediately darkened and he felt his thoughts turn sluggish. His spiritual His spiritual body threads were being inoculated onto the curtain on one thread at a time. He attempted using flaming gems, softening his bones and using the Staff of Stars, but he was unable to succeed in such an abnormal state. The black velvet curtain became tighter and tighter, revealing the corresponding marks on his eyes, nose, and mouth, and thought it was squeezing out a brand new person. Renan Tanker immediately jumped and appeared on the translucent curtain, purging it from Klein's body and teleporting everywhere. The dark demonic wolf seized the opportunity and raised his neck, letting out a roar. The curtain stood up as if he had become a cloak draped over an invisible person's body. Whoa, what the fuck? So now the curtain is like in Klein's form? Over an invisible person's body, a terrifying suction force was born, causing the spirit body threads of Renet Tanker and Klein to uncontrollably float over. If they didn't have the corresponding Beyonder powers, their spirit body threads would have merged into the cloak in just 3 to 4 seconds, while they would become its marionettes. What? That's trippy, dude. Fortunately, Klein was a marionettist himself. He merely focused his attention. Oh man, this is getting confusing. Wow, there's so many layers. And controlled his and Miss Messenger. Wait, so he's controlling his and Miss Messenger's spirit body threads. He followed the method that he had learned from Zaratul, allowing them to circle around him and return to their original position, forming loops. Roar. The dark demonic wolf spat out a gas ball, sending it flying towards Klein like a cannonball. As he focused on controlling his and Miss Messenger's spirit body threads, Klein could barely duck just as he was about to be struck. Just as he was about to be struck, Renan Tinker floated over and stood in front of him. Boom. She takes the damage, so she tanked it. Renan Tinker blonde hair scattered as the evil vines wrapped around her body broke apart. The Dark Demonic Wolf follow-up actions were one smooth, continuous series of actions, taking advantage of the moment when the curtain was desperately pulling at his target's spirit body threads. He launched and repeated attacks on Klein, forcing Renan Tinker to block them. It caused the tough ancient Bane to tremble under the attacks of his claws. air blobs and flaming attacks. More and more wounds appeared, making it look like she could not last any longer. At this critical moment, as Klein controlled the spirit body threads to resist the attraction of the curtain, he reached into his pocket and took out another iron cigar case. The seal was removed and the box was opened. Inside there was a long gold coin lying quietly. There was also a wraith on the surface of the gold coin. This was the blurry female wraith, a true undying creature and not a wraith for the mutant pathway. It was the strongest trump card that Klein had prepared previously because he was inside the isolated kingdom that wasn't connected to the outside world. He was afraid that he wouldn't be able to obtain the desired effect. Only when the curtain targeted him and Miss Messenger did he feel that opportunity was here. As the box was opened, the wraith suddenly jumped onto the surface of the glass fragment. On it were nearly illusionary black tubes that extended... Black tubes? Artificial death? On it were nearly illusionary black tubes that extended into infinity, connecting to the unknown. This was the symbol of artificial death, and artificial death was equivalent to the Evernight Goddess. So this was his trump card. Yeah, no, we're reading. Yeah, we're gonna read it. I know 66 is coming up, man. This trump card of his was the reenactment of time when Evernight Goddess had to use the God of Glory's Bladel's corpse to foil the monster's attempt to snatch Sephira Castle. For this, he deliberately found a wraith-like monster in the Forsaken Lands of Gods and imprisoned it, placing it together with the artificial death's protection white feathers he summoned from the fog of history. Okay? Through his repeated experiments and prayers during his specific trips to Backland, this wraith had finally established a certain connection with artificial death, allowing the Evernight Goddess to use this opportunity to exert a rather low level of influence. I'm following. I think I'm following. Yeah. Following his true feelings, cowardice. Chapter 1246. Oh, it's getting good, huh? It's getting good now. I mean, it's been good, but now it's getting good. Thank you for the info. Yeah, we're getting close. We're at 1,000. We're 20 chapters from 66. I don't know what happens in 20 chapters, but we're getting close. We're getting close, dude. Oh, man. All right, next chapter. All right, let me do this. After I read 46, I'm gonna call the missus and see. I'm gonna see if I can peer pressure her. I fucked up my timestamp. I need to gauge this. If this is 1:36:38. So we need to make a timestamp between 1:10 and 1:36. I did 1:05. So I assume there was 1 hour. It's not 15 minutes. It would be 25 minutes. That makes sense. 1 hour, 25 minutes was 1:20, 45. Well, 45. Okay. I think I got it. I just forgot to put a number in the timestamp, but we're good. Yo, what time is it for all of you guys? Probably late, right? My bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is our 8th chapter. This is a good pace. This is a good pace. Chapter 1246 is called Following His True Feelings, Cowardice. Near midday. Damn. I'm sorry, guys. The dark demonic wolf that was attacking Renette Tanker seemed to be sensing something. He slowed down and turned to look at the wraith that had just appeared. It's lunch? Oh man, you guys all have different times, huh? That had just appeared. His pupils, which already occupied 2/3 of his eyes, had suddenly dilated as if he had caught the scent of a familiar but dangerous aura. In the blink of an eye, the wraith raised her arms, the power of wishes, and the surrounding area rapidly diminished at an accelerated rate. Godhood began to return, and having reached the level of Sequence 4, under the soil beneath the dark demonic wolf's feet, pale white and illusory arms emerged. They were densely packed like a forest, grabbing onto Kotor's 8 legs, making this miracle invoker feel like he had fallen into a cold and dead silence. He was temporarily unable to break free. Using this opportunity, Renette Tanker, who had turned sluggish due to her controlled spirit body threats, turned illusionary as she vanished. In the pitch black pupils of the dark demonic wolf, the blonde Miss Messenger in a dark and complicated long dress that was wrapped with vines suddenly phased into existence and completed the possession process. The actions of the God of Wishes instantly stiffened as if he had degraded from a living creature to a marionette. He attempted to influence Renette Tanker's spirit body threats so as to resist the wraith's possessions. However, from time to time, he would be interrupted by the pale white arms created by the female wraith. Success eluded him. Klein maintained the looping of their spirit body threads as he slowly raised the staff of the stars, aiming at a black velvet curtain that had turned into a cloak. He then constructed a scene in his mind. What the fuck did he make in his mind? The surrounding darkness suddenly glowed as if it contained an unimaginable secret. Bit by bit, the illusionary candles lit up such an environment, illuminating a long table laid out with flesh and blood. On two sides of the long table, three extremely blurry figures were holding up oh, what the fuck? Three figures were holding up the flesh and blood, ravenously devouring him. And in the next second, the three figures turned their heads simultaneously and cast their gaze at the translucent black velvet curtain. The crazy suction force emitted by the curtain came to an abrupt halt as it hovered in its... Oh, it's scared. As it hovered in its original spot, it was as if it had momentarily forgotten who it was, whose side it was on, and what it should do. Feast of Betrayal. Fairy tale... I'm sorry, how are we using this? How is Klein using this? I'm sorry. I didn't follow the part where he's able to use this. How is he using this? Fairy Tale Magic's Feast of Betrayal. The fairy tale magic that Klein had used was the Feast of Betrayal that originated from the hermit cat Leah. Its effects was to temporarily awaken the items in the target's hand or imbue them with intelligence and allowing them to carry out betrayals. Read a bit more? Okay, let me read a bit more. Staff of Stars. Wait, let me stop right there. Staff of Stars can... Oh, okay, got it. Okay, wait. Okay, that makes more sense. Allowing them to carry out betrayals. This was a sequence for beyond his power, so it couldn't be used under the restrictions of Power of Wishes. At the same time, as the Staff of Stars emulated spell was lacking compared to the original spell, as well as the fact that it didn't harbor any ill intentions towards Dark Demonic Wolf, it only appeared lost and didn't feverishly attack its master. At the moment Klein extracted himself from the influence of Curtain, he immediately snapped his fingers and let the scarlet flames drown him. In an instant, he appeared in the flame beside... Oh, shit, no way he used this to kill it. In an instant, he appeared in a flame beside the Dark Demonic Wolf, wearing a half-top hat and a long black trench coat. The scarlet flame soared up, transforming into a blazing flame that allowed him to easily leap out. He arched his back slightly and raised the Staff of the Stars as he dashed towards the towering demonic wolf. Tap, tap, tap. Klein ran faster and faster as though transforming into a strong gust of wind. What welcomed him was a dark demonic wolf that barely managed to lift up his front two paws that had broken free of restraints. Paw. Klein waved his black staff to his left leg and raised, accurately hitting the two front claws of Kotor, making them pause momentarily. At the same time, he crouched down and slid under the dark demonic wolf's two front claws. Amidst the howling winds, Klein turned around in midair and thrust upwards with the Staff of Stars. With a poof, the gem-embedded black staff pierced through the dark and short furred skin, driving deeply into the dark demonic wolf's body. A ludicrous gash tore open. Whoosh! Deep black blood with hints of red gushed out of flood, spraying a substance with strong corrosive properties that belonged to a mythical creature at Klein. But at this moment, Klein's momentum had brought him flying under the dark demonic wolf. He was preparing to launch his second round of attacks. Suddenly, he heard an intermittent roar. This was from Wraith's possession due to the difficulty in moving. What dark demonic wolf culture meant was Leodero? Yo, what's up, Wind Valley? Yo, what's up? What's up, bro? This is fucking wild, bro. We're going up against Dark Demonic Wolf Kotor. Was Leo Darrow. Klein's gaze froze as the Dark Demonic Wolf's mocking smile appeared in his mind. It wasn't the only one who could stir the remaining divine powers. He could do so, but so could Dark Demonic Wolf Kotor. Even though this Miracle Invoker didn't know what Wind Angel Leo Darrow had already become the Lord Storms, he doesn't know. He naturally knew what to do thanks to Klein's demonstration from before. Who wouldn't know how to do a simple imitation? Boom, boom, boom. Oh, it worked. Silvery white bolts of lightning smote down like gushes of water from a water pipe. They rained over the ruins of the ancient castle, completely drowning all the figures. Klein had managed to react in time. After hearing the first half of the words, he had already used the powers of Clown to forcefully twist his body around. With a stump of his right foot, he returned to the Dark Demonic Wolf's body. As for Renette Tinker, she had jumped onto the gold coin in his pocket. Immediately following that, Klein genuflected and inserted the Staff of Stars into the ground. Boom, boom, boom. The vast storm tore through everything in its way. By the time the terrifying lightning force dissipated, the ancient castle that belonged to the Dark Demonic Wolf couldn't even be considered a ruin. There were no traces of it at all, leaving only a charred crater. Damn. With a deep pit, paper figurines were blown up as they were reduced to ashes. With a sound piece of soul that shimmered with the glint of rainbow-colored glasses softened, Klein burnt at the hands to reach out. With a dark demonic wolf suffering the brunt of the damage, he had used paper figurine substitutes and his underground slink to barely survive. He's still alive. He could faintly smell the aroma of roasted meat exuding from his body. After returning to the ground, the tattered, clothed Klein turned his gaze and took into the battlefield situation. The remnants of the dark demonic wolf's corpse was scattered everywhere. Its flesh was charred and lifeless. The curtain was curled into a ball, having fallen to the edge of the deep crater, motionless. The power of wishes had been completely wiped out, and the godhood had returned to its region. The wraith that had a connection with artificial death had been destroyed. If it were any other Beyonder, they would probably think that the Dark Demonic Wolf had chosen an outcome of mutual destruction, but as a demigod of the Seer Pathway and having enjoyed the benefits of a Miracle Invoker ahead of time, something else flashed across Klein's mind. What is a Miracle Invoker? A miracle is to be resurrected from the dead. When the Dark Demonic Wolf... Oh, shit! Wait, was that Klein or... Dark Demonic Wolf? When the Dark Demonic Wolf saw the situation wasn't right, he didn't hesitate to summon divine punishment in an attempt to kill everyone. Then he could revive someone nearby. Side chapters and extra content usually. I almost used up my last revive. The fact that Klein is too confident, man. I almost used up my last revive. With regards to such matters, Klein had a certain contingency plan. He merely used a charm engraved with the Fool's patterns and used it as a proxy for praying to Mr. Fool in front of Miss Messenger. Then he used the summoning of Sephiric Castle that had yet to disappear to enter the world. Whoa! Layers! And he had yet to disappear to enter the world above the great fog with a thought. He then... Wait, I skipped a sentence. And used it as a proxy for praying to Mr. Fool in front of Miss Messenger. Then he used the summoning of Sephiric Castle that had yet to disappear to enter the world above the great fog with a thought. He then relied on the prayer's light, true vision, to inspect the surroundings to seek out the resurrected Dark Demonic Wolf. At this moment, Renette Tinker left the gold coin in Klein's pocket and appeared beside the curtain that was curled into a ball. Her voice was slightly ethereal, and she said, "It has a Miracle Invoker Beyonder characteristic, like onions, definitely like onions, man. Layers. A Miracle Invoker's Beyonder characteristic. That's right. The Dark Demonic Wolf possesses one of the 6 Miracle Invoker characteristics, under the premise that all of the attendant mysteries are accounted for. Under normal circumstances, the remaining attendant mysteries Beyonder characteristics also have one set of Miracle Invoker Beyonder characteristics." As Miss Messenger spoke, Klein's spiritual intuition also sensed it. After confirming her judgment, he connected it to Will Ossipton's answer. There should be a total of 9 Miracle Invoker Beyonder characteristics, but under the premise that the attendant mysteries are all filled, the 3 sequence 1s will definitely each occupy 1 sequence 2 characteristic. So instead of 9, there'd be 6. The remaining 6 Miracle Invokers, yeah, that's what we, okay, so that's why there's 6. The remaining 6 Miracle Invoker characteristics belong to Zaratul, Antigonus, Magic Wishing Lamp, Theater with Curtains That Never Draw, The Last Banquet, and the Dark Demonic Wolf, respectively. He had originally hoped to obtain the Dark Demonic Wolf's characteristics, but he hadn't expected that the curtain not to only have a Sequence 1 Attendant of Mysteries, but also a Sequence 2 Miracle Invoker characteristic. It was also the one that had disappeared. So we have 2. It looks like the reason for its disappearance was also because of the gray fog. Later on, it was spat out. Do I still seek out the Yes. Do I still seek out the resurrected Dark Demonic Wolf? Oh, wait, no. No, I don't know when the true creator and Amon will descend. Furthermore, I've already exhausted most of my preparations. The Dark Demonic Wolf is still in perfect condition. He can make a wish, summon, and create miracles. After all, my goal has already been met. Oh, shit, we got it. As his thoughts raised, Klein looked up and said to Miss Messenger, "I'll put this curtain away." He gave up the thought of chasing after the Dark Demonic Wolf and decided to control the curtain while it was still weak. Renette Tinker nodded slightly and turned her head, casting her gaze to the charred remains of the Dark Demonic Wolf. Holy shit, we got it, man. We got a piece. The remains immediately emitted a faint glow, either turning into a white rabbits or transforming into goats. They were the kind of smell rich and flavored. In a hidden area nearby, the dark short-furred Dark Demonic Wolf quickly took shape. He's gonna take shape. I swear, if it's Amon, I'm gonna fucking go crazy. Oh wait, it can't be Amon. Maybe he's just been fucking around with him his whole time when he's saying it takes shapes. He gave up his original corpse and immediately made a wish and grew. Dark Demonic Wolf gave up his original corpse and immediately made a wish and granted it. He teleported to a distant spot and then ran off without looking back. This god of wishes didn't even consider the loss of the curtain. He didn't even choose to revive where he died because he hoped to use the curtain to stall the fellow who was closely related to Evernight. This gave him plenty of time to escape since he could survive for the second epoch until now. He had followed his true feelings, cowardness. He refused to be greedy when the situation didn't allow it. With a flash, the demonic wolf with a great tuft of hair on his forehead disappeared into the darkness. Oh, man. I guess we're going to get more of him in COI. Maybe? Klein didn't stop Miss Messenger from venting her anger. Why is she angry? Klein didn't stop Miss Messenger from venting her anger. As he approached the curtain, he sighed inwardly. An angel is really hard to kill. It's especially so for the seer pathway. As his thought flashed through his mind, and just as he was about to drag his past self out to pick up the curtain, he suddenly felt a familiar aura descend. The aura was dark, foul, and full of degeneration. It immediately made him the true creator. What? It immediately made him think of the true creator. The curtain suddenly floated up and turned into a cloak. Oh shit! Inside the cloak, the darkness turned into a whirlpool as it hummed mysteries. Oh shit! This is so good. Why is this chapter called Finally, dude? What? Oh man, why? I can't stop here. I can't stop here, dude. Oh man, I gotta read another chapter. What the fuck? What kind of cliffhanger was that? No, hold up. I think I got a text message from my girl. Hold up. Everybody hold up. Everybody hold the line. Hold up. 1 sec. Let me make sure it's her or not. Nope, it's not her. Okay. I think we can read one more. Okay, before I continue reading, let me just check my streams. Let's see if we can finish volume 6 before I leave on Friday. I need to be able to finish this Thursday. So we don't have that much time. Did we say the last chapter was 66? Oh, I can't say where I'm going. Yeah, that I can't say. But it's going to be a few hours. It's going to be a slightly long road trip. Which is why I'm leaving Friday. And then I think I'm going to leave Monday morning. I'll either leave Monday morning or Sunday night. That way I'm back Monday. I got to go somewhere for the weekend. Fuck, man. I don't want there to be a big gap, man. That's why I'm trying to finish. What's the last chapter? Safe travels? No, of course, man. Last chapter I think is 66, right? I think we can make it. I think we can do it. I think we can squeeze it. I think we'll be able to finish before we go. 75? I think it may be good if you can end at 48 today. Okay. Road trip, perfect time to watch a series or listen to an audiobook. I know. I'm excited, man. If you guys got any good podcasts or like an audio drama. Oh, wait, username, you did send me an audio drama. Yeah, you did send me something. Okay, wait, I see what you did there. I see what you did there, bro. What we do need to do, we need to watch more trailer reacts. That way I have some stuff to go public over my 4-day trip. That way there's also isn't like a 4-day drought on the channel. The 2 streams to cover is 49 of 57 and 58 of 66. Audio dramas like the Bigness Archives. Yeah, I know. And I was the second you said audio dramas, that was like, oh yeah, you did send me one. I would say road trip vlog, but people would definitely guess your location from. Yeah. That's the only reason I don't have like any IRL things. Well, I have like a few IRL things, right, to locations I've gone to. Like I clearly recorded myself at Anime Expo when I went over there, and I think I also recorded myself when I went all the way to or the Pokemon Go Fest. I mean, West Coast, right? But I'm not going to show like any specifics of me leaving my location from and going to location B. Like, yeah, that I can't do. Definitely can't do. Yeah, that's a straight up bad idea. All right. Give me the cracker. Let's read. Hell yeah. Yeah, we're good. The cracker. Whew, we're good. We're good. I trust you guys. Fuck yeah, man. Ride or die. Ride or die. Hold up. Is that a booger? I thought this was a booger. Oh no, that's just my nose. Oh! I was like, no way I'm showing a booger again. Yeah, we don't want that to happen. Checking to see if I got a text message. We're good. All right, we can keep reading. Nice. Chapter 1247 is called Finally. Mysteries. Klein's heart palpitated when he heard that. He subconsciously wanted to return to Safari Castle and leave the scene. However, no matter how much he tried, his spirit body remained inside his body without any changes. Man, this vexed Klein. He instinctively cast his gaze towards Renette Tinker, who was beside him. He saw that Miss Messenger had already floated over, looking like she was facing a terrifying enemy. And the surrounding darkness froze like a cold lake. Lightning stopped streaking across the sky. Mysteries. Clip his soundboard. Across the sky. Across the sky. Mysteries. Klein felt a slight sense of security as he thought back to the title he had just heard. He was no stranger to that. However, the last person who addressed him in this manner was the ancient sun god, the city of Silver Creator from 2,000 years ago. Before he died, he sensed Klein's divination and shouted it through the insurmountable distance of space and time. No way, the true creator is equivalent to the ancient sun god. No, he is only a sequence 2. I gotta give him a little bit of respect. No, he is only a sequence 0 true god, far from the level of the creator that I assumed. Furthermore, from Amon's attitude, the ancient sun god must have really perished. The true creator is the pitch black infant that emerged from the ancient sun god's stomach and inherited some of the ancient sun god's characteristics and memories. He is the degenerated body of the creator. Klein composed himself and attempted to rapidly think of a solution to his present conundrum. At this moment, in the cloaked form by the curtain, the dark whirlpool made another sound. Go to the Giant King's court and meet Cicere. This sentence directly reverberated in Klein's mind. Then, in the form of an illusory world, it shrunk into a pitch-black membrane, forming a strange seed. The seed immediately fell into his body and spirit body, melting inside. Without waiting for a response, the dark whirlpool dissipated the cloak formed by the curtain, lost its support, and fell back onto the ground. The true creator's consciousness that descended has corroded a portion of my spirit body and some of my physical body. I'm compelled to go to the Giant King's court and open the slumbering dark angel Cicere's palace. Okay, this is a matter that many deities are paying attention to. After watching for a long time, the true creator had finally found an opportunity to force me to do it. Klein looked around and summoned his past self, picking up the curtain. Then he said to Miss Messenger without hesitation, "Let's leave immediately. The true creator has already sent a sliver of his will over. Would Amon still be far away?" In addition, Klein also tried to seize the opportunity to enter the world above the Great Fog, hoping to use the power of Safari Castle to remove the corrosive influences that plagued him. Alright, Renette Tinker nodded, allowing the numerous beyond her characteristics left behind in the crater to fly over and be contained within her. According to the prior agreement, other than the spoils of war that involved the high sequences of the seer pathway, half of them would go to her, with her having the priority to choose. After all, Klein had also received some of the spoils back when dealing with the Shaman King Clerman, As for the remaining half of the spoils, Klein planned on offering it to the Evernight goddess as a form of gratitude. Regardless of whether the deity needed it or not, he still needed to do the necessary procedures. He had to express his gratitude when needed. After clearing the battlefield, Renette Tanker entered the iron cigar case in Klein's pocket and possessed the gold coin surface. Klein didn't immediately seal her. Holding the staff of stars, he conjured a scene in his mind. This was one of the 2 scenes he had memorized during his inspection of the terrain. Oh, I can't scroll down. As the gems flashed, his figure dissipated from the crater as he teleported far away. After a few seconds later, and the air there fluctuated as a tiny creature that was different to see with the naked eye crawled out. The creature rapidly expanded. Whoa! The air fluctuated. Among the microbes in the air there fluctuated as tiny creature that was difficult to see with a naked eye crawled out? It crawled out of the air? The creature rapidly expanded, turning into Amon, who wore a pointed hat and classical... What the fuck is that? That's so weird. That's some straight up JoJo shit, bro. That is so weird, bro. Wore a pointed hat and a classic black robe. The corners of Amon's mouth curled up as he adjusted the monocule on his right eye and chuckled. Someone is finally... Oh my god, we actually are opening the Sasir door of the Dark Angel Sasir. Someone is finally opening that door. After 2 rounds of teleportation, Klein took out the iron cigar case that Miss Messenger was hiding it and used the Staff of Stars to create several layers of seals, the kind that would be removed the moment he touched it. Right on the heels of that, he entered the fog of history and dashed all the way to the time before the first epoch. He relied on the prayers he had yet to reply to and instantly entered the world above the great fog through the summoning Sephira Castle. As the roars and the ravings echoed, he felt the corrosion in his spirit body gathered together, curling into a ball. Despite passing through layers of cleansing effects, it managed to maintain its stability and didn't completely evaporate. Is this the power and the level of a true deity? Yes, and its true deity who wields the domain of generation. Sitting in the seat belonging to the fool, Klein frowned and slightly as he observed his state. The corrosion created by the true creator wasn't strong. If they were at the level of protection of Klein's spirit body, they wouldn't be able to last long above the great fog. This was also the main reason why he had made the judgment dare to directly enter Sephira Castle. However, unless he planned on dying again, there was no way he could bypass his own spirit body to remove the corrosion. With the help of divination and other abilities, Klein quickly figured out the various effects of the corrosion. It wouldn't mutate, sending a message to the true creator or interference with what he did. It would only continue to steer via mystic means towards the Giant King's court. It compelled Klein to open the palace where Dark Angel Sasir was in deep sleep. I wonder what's gonna fucking happen when we do that. It's partly in the mind and also at the level of faith. When I become a miracle invoker and become an angel, depending on my control of Sephira Castle, I should be able to clear this corruption. However, if I want to become a miracle invoker and become an angel, I have to go to the Giant King's court and open the door to the palace, helping the City of Silver find a way to leave the Forsaken Lands of the Gods. As Klein thought, he revealed a wry smile. Fortunately, this was something he was prepared to do, and it didn't burden him further. Following that, Klein summoned the uncharted crucifix from the fog of history, attempting to use the power of Sephira Castle to drive it into purifying his body. Unfortunately, part of his body was also merged together with the corrosion, preventing him from completely cleansing it. This also made him truly understand how terrifying Sequence Zero was. I can't just pray to an evil god like the true creator unless I'm in a hopeless situation. Klein shook his head and returned to the real world before sacrificing the curtain above the great fog. It does indeed contain the beyond characteristics of an intended of mysteries, as well as the miracle invoker's beyond characteristics. There's even Scholar of Yore and Bizarre Sorcerer's characteristics. It has a rather high level. The power I can use from Sephira Castle at the present isn't able to directly shatter it. However, this place seems to be at the highest level of the Seer pathway, so it can effectively suppress it. Through the accumulation of time, I should be able to slowly separate it. Yo, man, take care, Sonny. The first to be separated should be the Attendant of Mysteries characteristic. Check. Easy. The rest can be used to concoct a potion directly. It doesn't have any living characteristics. The one that was summoned just now has already disappeared with the translucent black velvet curtain in hand. He looked at it for a while, then he activated Sephira Castle and conjured a metal pot which was boiling with invisible power. After staring at it for a few seconds, he threw the curtain into the metal ball and pressed down with layers of seals onto the pot's lid. In about 3 to 4 days, the attended mysteries beyond our characteristics would separate. The supplementary ingredients could be thrown into what remained, and it would be a miracle invoker potion, one that included the characteristics from sequence 9 to 2. Damn, that's hype. Looking around, he raised his right hand and took a piece of paper from the junk pile. This was one of the other preparations. He had spent a large amount of time in advance. I lost my place. Oh, he had spent a large amount of time in advance and had failed time and time again to successfully summon 008. Not anymore. Using this quote, he wrote down what reasonable reactions Dark Demonic Wolf would have. This was to prevent the other party from reacting in an unexpected way from the very beginning, causing his plans to fail. With the cooperation of this short script, the Dark Demonic Wolf had been attracted by Klein's strange behavior. Therefore, it was very reasonable that he didn't extinguish the prayer light immediately, so that's why he hesitated. Similarly, without knowing how many enemies or what strength the other party had, the Dark Demonic Wolf didn't flee in a hurry. Instead, he created a complete independent kingdom, isolating it from any possible reinforcements. It was a very reasonable reaction. I'm sorry. So this was all according to Klein's plans. With a flick of his wrist, Klein burned the piece of paper and that he hurriedly sacrificed the sealed iron cigar case to Sephiric Castle. He then responded to Miss Magician's prayers that related to the world's message. For as it dared to delay any further, she immediately got up and used her recording beyond her powers to grab at the area ahead, dragging out Grim and Sparrow from history. With that, Klein teleported to the empty room in a nearby hotel. He set up a ritual and brought the iron cigar case back to reality, releasing Renette. No, clearly, it was just... No, yeah, not clearly. Reasonable. You're right, Amon. After thinking Miss Messenger and watching her take away half of the Beyond her characteristics, he changed the ritual and began to perform a sacrifice to the Evernight goddess. At the end of the ritual, he prayed with anticipation. I pray for a hint on how to purify the corrosive influences in my body. In his opinion, at present only in existence at the level of the Evernight goddess could deal with the corrosion provided by the true creator. If the goddess agreed to it, Klein planned to descend in a way that would allow his actual spirit body to return to Backland and receive purification. As for removing the part of his body that had been corroded, he hadn't thought of a solution yet. As he said that a ball of darkness enveloped the altar. When the darkness vanished, all the Beyonder characteristics disappeared. Apart from that, there were no other hints. It looks like I can only rely on myself. Klein wasn't impressed. He raised his right hand and tapped his chest 4 times, drawing the crimson moon. Praise the lady. His gratitude was very sincere. After all, he had received a lot of help. After dealing with the subsequent matters, his historical projection vanished as he returned to the forsaken lands of the gods in person. He held the lantern he had pulled out from the past, and he looked at the silent and desolate plains under the dim yellow light. He felt much more relaxed and couldn't help but sigh. Finally. I think that's going to be the last chapter, man. Oh, man. Hold up. Oh, man. Hold up. I have a slight headache. I'm feeling a slight headache. Let me just turn off this light. Hold up. Maybe we can go a little bit longer. Let me just turn off this light. Let me eat a cracker. Give me like 2 minutes to chill. I think I'll be good. I'm getting like a slight headache. I'm feeling like a slight tingle. Just a little bit. Alright, give me a sec. See if I can recover. This chapter sounds really good though. Nah, it's not that much sodium. We had like 6 crackers. Look, man, I'm drinking vitamin water. We got the potassium. No, it's only... No. We got the vitamin C, the niacin, the vitamin B6, the B12, pantothenic acid. We're good. 2% of magnesium. We're chilling. $16 grams, 42 grams. 84% of added sugars. Oh man, hold up. I think I might stop. No, wait, no. It's getting late for Eliseed. I can save Eliseed for when I get back. Next week. So I think next week I'm gonna do a double react for Eliseed. Let me see. Was it Love that said the last chapter 66? No, Love said end at 48. Trailer react then? Yeah, let's do a trailer react. Let's do like 2 trailer reacts. That way I can take a break if you don't want to read. Yeah, I probably won't read. Yeah, let's do that. Let me watch something. Hold up. Let me watch something Username sent a while back. No, I can't even watch that right now. Hold up, man. I'm feeling weird. I think I need to go take a bath and get some medicine. Let me suggest one, then you choose one. You know what? Okay, fuck it. Yeah. Send it my way, because I'm feeling weird. Hold up. Send it. Let me see how I'm feeling right now. Let me know. Let me do my intro. In the meantime, let's do our outro. All right. I think we're going to stop there. Tomorrow, we will resume at chapter 1248. Easy degenerating after the true creator cursed Klein. That's so funny. I got really sick when we caught the demoness affliction, right? When the character caught the demoness affliction, I caught the demoness affliction. When Klein caught the true creator's curse, I caught something. It's weird. No such thing as a coincidence, albeit. That being said, we're going to let you guys go. We read a good solid, 8 chapters? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, we read a good 9 chapters. We were almost 10. Almost 10. Just one shy of 10. Call me Lord Uri Bailiff? That sounds good. Could it be Lord of the Mysteries good? I see Lord, and I'm, okay. All right. You guys have an amazing day. I love you all. And I'll see you guys all very, very soon. I will do my best to finish Volume 6 in 2 days. Fingers crossed. We'll see. I'm hoping we do it. I'm hoping we make it in time, but I think we'll be good. If I remember right, you guys said the last chapter was 66? Unhinged earlier said 75. I think he's lying when he said that. I think we might make it. If we can't finish by Thursday, we will sadly have to wait until like Monday. It's possible if you have a couple of hours, 1266. We can make it. We just got to split 49 to 66. I think we can do it tomorrow. I think we can do it tomorrow. I think we'll be done. We'll be done by Thursday. All right. I'm hyped. I'm excited. Peace. There's the 2 trailers. Let's check out some trailers, man. I think we can do it. We have 18 trailers. I think we can do it. Yeah. Look, how long did I go live today? How long has it been? 2 hours? I can do 2 hours tomorrow and then 2 hours Thursday. Yeah. Send in chat. Let me see. Oh. Then oh wait, I just opened up. There you go. Give me a sec. Okay, one sec. Both Donquest? Okay. Let me put chat on screen. Give me a sec. Okay. I think after I shower and eat some like cup noodles or something, if I'm feeling good, I might just start gaming again. Because I need to clear this Monster Hunter fight. It pisses me off that I haven't been able to clear it after like 2 weeks, man. It's like it was such a spike in difficulty, but I'm getting it. I'm learning it. I'm able to make it to the last phase. Now I just got to be consistent. I just have to work out some minor errors I'm getting, and I'll be good. I fucking haven't killed it, man. I haven't played it since the last time I streamed it. So I haven't played today, and I didn't play yesterday. Well, I think after I make myself better, I'm gonna go live. Maybe in the next hour or two. We'll see how it goes. Let's put my mic right here. All right, let's check it out. Still haven't killed it. You're making me feel bad, bro. Yeah, I haven't killed it. And it breaks my heart I haven't killed it yet. But we'll get a Mega. All right. We are going to check out Blades of the Guardian, I believe. Thank you, username. Wait. We need to switch scenes because we cannot watch it on this. One sec. Bop, 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 bop. Oh, not that one. Oh, not that one. Bop, bop, bop. Checking out trailers. Yeah, we're just gonna watch 2 trailers. That way, I also have 2 things to publish over the weekend. And also, wait, I haven't showed you guys. I showed you guys. I gave you guys a little tease yesterday. Look, I'm finally gonna make it public. I'm finally gonna make it public. I took a half second of the 700 plus videos I recorded in Japan, and I put it together into a little short video. Look, check it out. I showed you guys yesterday for like a few seconds, but look, check it out. Like, I haven't made it public yet. You guys ready? I'm ow. I'm gonna give you guys like a 2-second glimpse. You guys ready? Look, watch. 5 seconds. Ooh. That's good. Ooh, that's good. Okay, that's it. We'll save it. That's gonna go live on Friday. Damn, that's pretty good. It isn't crossed out on my list. Oh wait, I'm on the wrong thing. Hold up. Oh, I see Wiz is live. Can I say hi to her? I don't think I can say hi yet. No, I won't go in. Click on this one. One day? No, he didn't. I begged him to, but can he remember if he looked in that stream? What? Wait. What was that username? Thank you for the info. Yes. Wait. What was that username? No. What I miss? Finally, reactor trailers, Lore, Airy, and Blade. He hasn't seen Fog Hill yet. Oh shit, Fog Hill. I haven't looked at Fog Hill. All right, look at Fog Hill. Fog Hill is next. What is the fuck? What happened there? Is this a new YouTube update? Why am I getting Mr. Beast? Oh shit, that's the homie. A few streams ago, I asked Fog Hill of 5 elements, but you didn't ask. I'm sorry. All right, let me copy Fog Hill of 5 elements. Oh, thank you. Gotcha. All right, we'll watch this one first. Let me put chat on screen. Chat, it looks a little small, but I think it's okay. Oh, wait. Then we need the live counter on this. Sub count. Alert box. Fan art. And that's good. All right. We're good. All right. Now, after stalling for a little bit, slight hiccups, we got the trailer. Ooh, let there be light. Blades of the Guardians. Insane animation. All right. I promise not to be annoying and hit pause. I'm a snack. I'm a snack. I'm excited. Maybe one snack. You're doing a fire dance? What is that? Is that a baby? Wow, wait, hold up. The music is kind of scaring me. Okay, we're doing like a fire dance or a ritual. Dang! Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa! This is good. Wait, this is good already. I'm excited. They look good. They look good. Oh, they're bloody. And they good. Here's a 2 for 2. Holy shit. Fuck you. Oh, shit. I love Blades of the Garden. You guys like this shit? Blades of the Garden. So this isn't out. Let me watch the trailer first. I'm sorry. I don't want to be annoying and pause. But you know, you also kind of have to do pauses here and there, at least for YouTube. Otherwise, the whole video gets claimed. Or like, it doesn't let you play and it gets restricted. At least from what I remember. Oh. Oh, that's trippy. Whoa, whoa, whoa. The frame rate went down for a sec right there. Hold up. But that looked cool. It was a little eerie. Oh shit, Dad. Oh, Dad. It was a baby? Oh, this one is out? Blades of the Guardian? Whoa! I feel like I'm reading Kingdom. This is out? Oh, season 1 is out. It's Lord Airy Beffy that's not out. Ah, this look good. Oh, this is also by Tencent? No wonder it looks so fucking good. Look at that. Look at that right there. They got the Tencent Penguin money, dude. Damn. This crazy. Tencent just like... Is that the guy? Was that the guy uploading the video? That's crazy. Look, this scene look good right here. This guy with a white cloak. Damn, that's fucking sick. All right, I'm down to watch this shit when it comes out. It's gonna be pumped. Ew. You know what this kind of reminds me of? The few samurai shows I've watched, or anime-wise, was like Afro Samurai, on like Toonami. That shit slapped. And then Samurai Champloo, man. Champloo, oh my god, I cannot speak right now. Those two were like really good, man. I remember watching them like a lot. It's been a while since I've watched it. It's been like 10 years since I've watched them. But man, I used to watch them like on repeat. Especially reruns. This looks good though. I like how it looks. This part is weird. It's like, oh, he has a quiver, and he has an arrow. He has a bow. Okay, so it's not just all swords and shit. Okay, so it's not just all swords. When it comes out, yeah, when it comes out, that's the big thing. When it comes out, we will be watching it. That being said, we will definitely have to check it out. All right, hell yeah, man. That look good. Damn, that shit looks sick. That look good. Wait one second. I need another cracker. Where are you? No, I'm not done. No. No, I got it right here. Oh! When season 2 comes out. That's what I meant. When season 2 comes out. Sorry. When season 2 comes out. That's what I meant. No. I know what you're talking about. No. When season 2 comes out. I meant when I don't got amnesia. I meant when season 2 comes out, we'll check that part out. But yes, I will be watching season 1. That being said, the next thing we need to check out that you said isn't out, sure, buddy. The next thing you said that isn't out is called Call Me Lord Eerie Bailiff. Eerie Bailiff. So we're gonna check this one out. Let me switch scenes to something that won't hopefully get picked up by YouTube. Wow. Yeah, here we go. Oh, hell no. Whoa, shit. Hold up. Sorry. I don't mean to be annoying and pause. Straight up. Come on. You guys know what this is. You guys know what this is referencing. So Shining. You got the elevator in the background. You got the hallway. You got the 2 creepy girls. Oh, hell no. So this is horror? Oh, it's sci-fi. What the fuck? What the fuck kind of sci-fi shit is this? This one is done by Big Firebird Culture, same studio as the Devouring Will and Supercube. Devouring Will is the movie you showed me the other day, right, username? I haven't heard of Supercube. I don't think I've heard of Supercube. Big Firebird Cultural Media. Okay. That looks like a giant ass umbrella. Oh, is that the Space Needle? Oh shit, headshot. Fuck. Whoa, 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 whoa. Chill, 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 chill. Who is this? Oh wait, the music sounds really low. Hold up. Let me put the volume up a little bit more. Oh, now it's too loud. It's okay. Damn. Fuck, was that a monkey? Fuck is that? That's creepy. Bro, what is this art style? Oh, I just realized this is hand-drawn. Oh, and it's mixed in with 3D. Oh, it's like a blend of 3D, 2D. Chinese Pokemon, not the movie? Let me look into that. Are we fucking running over people? Wait, what the fuck? Bro, I'm telling you, it's so weird. There's this whole other medium out there. Well, I mean, yes, animation isn't a new medium. I get that part. But there's like this whole other like side of talent on this other side of the world that I've not watched. I'm not being coherent. This looks good though. Long story short, this looks good. Let me look into that, bro. Just saying words. Yeah, I will look into it. I will look into it. You know, I don't just say words. You know, when I do say words, sometimes I'm just reading for reading when I'm on autopilot. But you know, come on, man. You know me. Have I ever gone back on my word username? I watched episode 1. I started Linkage. I started it. Well, me and my girl, we're watching How Much Your Mother, and we're like almost done. But I like it. This isn't out. You know, it's the one thing I'm realizing. I'm better at watching movies because it's just like a one thing, right? But like right now, it has been a little bit hard, just like sitting down to like watch something in its entirety. Just at least because on my street time, I'm streaming and hanging out with you guys, right? So that kind of like that takes away from my usual time when I'd watch something. But this, you're watching Kikai Sensen or Death. Dude, I fucking love Death Parade. Oh man, Death Parade is an old anime, bro. That was like 10 years ago. Okay, this novel looks good. I'm gonna go look it up. This looks good. Oh wait, so this is just like in Japan, right? Where like a lot of anime is based off like manga or light novels. Like all this is based off something, right? Like it's not all like I assume there's original works, right? But I don't think all of it is original works. It was weird. I thought it was gonna be like a horror thing in the beginning, but then it just kind of became like sci-fi, slightly dystopian. This guy clearly wants her dead. She's clearly weird. She's clearly weird. Don't think it has a novel. I think the source material is manhwa. Might be wrong if I remember correctly. Okay. Yeah, man. You know what's crazy? I checked into a hotel like this, bro, in China. I walked in, bro. There was all these like curtains. Ooh, we saw that Lord of Mysteries reference we just made. There's all of these crazy red curtains just hanging down, and there's like this giant tree in the middle. I was like, bro, this is crazy. This looks crazy too. Oh shit, I just realized all the masks. Look at all the monk masks. I assume it's a monk mask. Oh no, I see skulls. Ooh. These are probably real people. Because they showed demons earlier, right? Or something. Some kind of monster. Okay, that's cool. It says adapted from novel. Oh, it said that on screen? I didn't see that either. I see the animation. I'm like, ooh, ooh, ooh. I'm not reading words. Such a nasty ass fucking smile. My man looking like Aki over here. My man looking like it's been so long. What's the dude from Bleach when he summons his damn, the redhead dude. Wow, it's been so long since I've watched Red Bleach. Yeah. This looks good. Call me Lord Eerie Bailiff. All right, I'm down. I will say it again, username. I know it sounds like I'm just saying words. Oh wait, let me reiterate. I want to check it out. So I'm being truthful. Thank you, Renji. Thank you, Zen. Yeah, Renji. You know when Renji summons his fucking... Oh, it's so cool. That's kind of what it looked like for a sec. I want to watch it. You see, now I'm not just saying words. I want to watch it, username. That being said, peace and have an amazing day. So a mix between real world and mythology world. Oh, so that's what it could be? Oh, it like maybe blends into things. I do like that though, man. I like it when like a medium like takes the real world and then like just puts something else over it. So like you're not just in like a fantasy world. You're like in the real world, so it's believable, but then they add this whole other layer of whatever element they do. That I find cool as fuck. All right, but I want to check this out. All right, hell yeah. All right. You said another one, right? The third one? Fog Hill? I got it right here. Oh shit, that look good. All right. Now Fog Hill, I got it right here. Yeah, I didn't forget. I didn't forget. I got Fog Hill right here. I'm sorry I forgot this like 5 streams ago. Maybe I do have a bad memory. This one you will watch? It only took a month, but we're finally watching the trailer. I know. I love the Fog Hill art style. Okay, accidentally hit recording after this first scene played. So we're going to break the scene down for the next 30 minutes before we hit play. Before we hit play. Long story short, that looks really cool. Now let's watch the trailer. Fog Hill of the 5 Elements by Wu Xing. Chinese anime full trailer. Damn. Fuck it. Oh, I get it. Fog. We're going up. Are we climbing like a tower? That's also one of my favorite premises, like in general. Video games or media. It's climbing a tower. Oh, shit. We are climbing a tower. Oh, I've seen this art style on Twitter. No, you're not too late. I think I've seen this. I think I've seen a fight clip. I have to check my bookmarks. I bookmarked a fight that kind of looked like that character right there. The trailer will look great, but not even doing justice to the show. Is this out or not yet? I think this is out, right? Fog Hill, it's out? Oh yeah, art style already looks fucking good. Out? Okay, I think I have seen a fight of this. Let me check my bookmarks right now. Oh, this looks trippy. Whoa! Brother! What? His fucking face is like, oh, shit. Bro, I've been playing Monster Hunter, bro, since the 3DS, brother. I got 4U and GX, bro. I got those, bro. I've been playing them for a while. I've never played it back on the PS2 era, or the PSP era, but I've been playing for a cool minute. I've been beating Omega, man. This is me off. I want to be like these guys. I want to be badass, stoic. I don't want to be a bird guy. No. She literally just turned into rocks from Xenoblade. What the heck? Oh, shit. We got evil bird people sapping you for aura? What is that? Oh, I have seen a fight. Yeah, let me show you my bookmarks. Whoa! Okay. Fire hair. Okay. All right. I'm sold. They look pretty good. It looks pretty cool. Oh, what the fuck is this dude? My man looking like Karna over here. Oh, I feel. Oh, yeah. I have seen this. I think I saw like a 30-second clip of this fight. Is this a movie or a show? Well, man, they updated YouTube. Now you can do all this from right here. You can do all these interactions. Wow, Fog Hill of the 5 Elements. Damn. They look sick. Who the fuck is it's a series? All right. This. Now this I want to watch. Now hold up. Let me go on my bookmarks. Hold up. I can't show you guys my bookmarks. Hold up. Give me a minute. Let me see what I got on my bookmarks. I don't remember what I bookmarked. Give me a sec. You know, Easy series. What's up? Talk to me. Wait, what was that? By Wario. Crimson Desert Deluxe Edition. I could send one more thing. Wait, hold up. No, probably not one more thing. I should end stream now. No, I should probably end stream. No, I do gotta end. I do gotta end. No, we'll save that one for tomorrow. Is this it? Is this Fog Hill? Is this Fog Hill? Because this popped up on my feed the other day. And I bookmarked it. Is this Fog Hill? I think it's one. Like, this kind of looked like it. This looked cool. Oh, wait, hold up. I should be on the different scene. I didn't know if that was Fog Hill or not. At least, no? Okay, something else? Yeah, the art style kind of reminded me of that. But I guess I could be wrong. All right. Wait, no, I guess I am wrong. Yeah, it's something else. Hold up. Maybe I have another. I have something else bookmarked. Hold up. Doesn't look like it? All right. So that's not it. Hold up. I had one more thing bookmarked. I know I had one more trippy-ass fight scene bookmarked. Give me a sec. Give me a sec. No, I don't have it bookmarked. No, I lied. All right. Oh. You guys want to see some underwear I bookmarked? Easy, you watching Avatar? Show or movies? You guys want to see some underwear I found on my feed? Alright, you guys want to see some underwear I saw? Wait, let me end the recording. Wait, let me end the recording before I show you the other thing, in case the video gets demonetized. So yeah, you guys should check out the live stream. I like it. That I do want to watch. I really do want to watch them. But the one thing I'm noticing now is I'm having like less time, like with streaming and other stuff off stream. I've been like leaning in towards dubs a lot more than I never used to watch dubs. I always just watch the original language. But now I'm at a point where like at least dubs kind of help me time manage things a little bit better. The 7 episodes for Fog Hill, okay. I mean, that I do want to check out. That being said, Fog Hill: The 5 Elements, I will check that out very, very soon. Yes. I'm not just saying words. I do want to check that out. All right, that looked good. Now, this is what I want to show you guys. Should I buy these? Should I buy these underwear? Clearly, these would fit my body with my current 6-pack figure with my V-line right here. I think I can wear these. Leonardo would fucking buy this. Oh, wait. This is the artwork I was telling you guys about. It just, I thought this was the artwork. I thought this was the lantern, but this is just a regular lantern. I thought this was the fucking lantern, the genie lantern. No, that's not the genie lantern, right? This is just regular lanterns. Like he did with Ed, Climb would smite you, like he did with Ed. Oh, no. You know what? No one talks about Ed. No one talks about, oh, wait, no. Ed, you're talking about Ed Sheeran, right? No one talks about Ed Sheeran. Why are you gaslighting yourself that you have that on your bookmarks? I'm not gaslighting myself. I thought this was funny, so I bookmarked it. Dude, literally 277 people had bought this as of July 4th. Bro, it's probably like at 1,000 plus now. After the series ends, these underwear probably skyrocketed, man. Shit, we gotta cop some, man. We gotta wear those on stream. All right, but I am gonna let you guys go. It is pretty late. I love you all. I need to go relax. I need to go chill. If I'm feeling better, I might come back and hopefully attempt to fucking clear Omega Savage, man, and Monster Hunter Wilds. Because, man, the one thing I have appreciated more is Sword and Shield. I never liked using Sword and Shield. When I played Monster Hunter 4, I mostly use Insect Glaive and like Charge Blade, and then I kind of mix it up. And Generations, I think I used Longsword. And Monster Hunter World, I started with bow, and then I went back to longsword. Mostly those, and then I kind of like fuck around with all the other weapons. And then in Wilds, I've been fucking around with gun lance, and then when I realized some fights were getting a little hard with gun lance, I still kind of wanted to play gun lance, so I started playing with lance, and then I found out lance is really, really good. Now I'm like, holy shit, so now I've been using gun lance and lance a lot in Wilds, and other stuff like Charge Blade, all the other shit, right? or like the vial system and whatnot. But then I realized the Omega fight is so fucking hard that I can't even use them because I'm too slow. So it's like I can't even do it. So then I switched to sword and shield, and I'm like, oh, and I also used daggers back in the day. Also, dual blades. I used a lot of dual blades. That was like, Wii U overhated. I don't know, man. Wii U was a good premise. I think the Monster Hunter I played for Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate for the Wii U, dude. I remember the PSP one. I'll show you. In Japan, I literally bought an English copy of Monster Hunter for the fucking PSP. And because my PSP has a dead battery, I bought a new battery in Japan, dude. It was crazy. It was like the most randomest cop. I think I have it in the video I'm gonna make public on Friday. But I'm gonna let you go, man. So if I'm feeling better and I'm feeling energetic and committed to beating this fight, I will go live if I feel better, and we'll play it. So I'm gonna let you guys go. You beautiful people, have an amazing day. I'm gonna see you guys all tomorrow. Later, guys.